Stadium, the JLN. World records on the track and field. It'll be another hot one tonight on the track and around it. 31 Celsius, sunshine, no rain. If you were with us yesterday evening, we're not anticipating any delays. Famous last words though. Barely a breeze in the sky. And what a night. 18 finals, 10 in the track, 8 in the field. And because of last night's delays, bit of a shuffled schedule. Women's long jump T64, that means Fleur Young and friends, Hendricks hats. It should be a hot one. Lots of field finals for the first 15 minutes. Men's 400 T12 final, Afri Kamraev in that. Men's high jump T47, that should be quite a lot of fun too. Lots happening in the field. That'll be in around 15 minutes time. Roderick Townsend among the entertainers in that. Finals of the women's 200 T36 and T35. That's coordination impairment, so the likes of Mali Lovell in that. And from a point of view for India, Preeti Pal as well. The men's long jump T64, that means Marcus Rame, the world record holder in that. That starts at 7 p.m. Plus the wheelchair racing, chance for a 5th gold for Catherine de Bruyne. And in the T54, well, battling for a 2nd gold, Leah Beakula and also Naomi Alphonse. Lovely evening, crowds gathering again. Hello from Will Downing, and I'm joined again tonight by Tulson Tollett, and she's back. Get the bouquets ready. The lady of the residence speaking again, Steph Reed. Very good evening to you.
Well, it is very, very nice to be back. I was watching the coverage last night and seeing the rain, and my goodness, if you are a long jump fan and a Blade Runner fan, tonight is your night. It's not usual that we get both the men's and the women's T64 long jump happening.
Yeah, it's going to be very entertaining. As you saw there, the fans are in from, I think it was the Ivory Coast. And yes, the women's long jump T64. What a final this should be.
Women's long jump T64, also known as the category of blade jumpers. And if I can draw your attention to Fleur Young, she'll be jumping in 10th position. And she is the class of this field, already resetting this world record for the T62s at a massive 6 meters 86. We'll have that to look out too. But kicking things off in the order is Amaris Vasquez, the 20-year-old from Puerto Rico. She's already had a great week, setting a personal best in her 100-meter heat. Patricia Walsh of New Zealand. She prefers to go by the name Patty Walsh, and she is making her World Championship debut, focusing here just on the long jump. One of the youngest competitors we have competing at these championships, Michaela Elcote, the 14-year-old from Australia. She has already finished 4th in the 100 meters, and she'll have her work cut out for her here, but again, back gaining some valuable global champs experience. From the Netherlands, Kiki Hendricks. She finished 4th in the 100 meters earlier this week, and if that doesn't make sense, that's because we have 2 different classifications happening here, both T44, T64, and T62, but more on that to come. B Hats, Paralympic bronze medalist in the long jump, 2-time Paralympian, made her World Champs debut back in 2019. Maya Nakanishi from Japan, former world champion in 2019, with lots of bronze medals to go along with that, 2017, 2023, 2024. Another athlete making her World Champs debut, Annie Carey, the 21-year-old from the USA. 5-time bronze Pan American medals to her name, including a silver in the 100 meters here earlier this week, her first global medal. Sarah Walsh, 27-year-old from Australia. She's a 3-time Paralympian and making her 6th World Championship appearance, with her best finish so far coming up with a bronze medal in 2019. From Italy, Giuliana Filippi, another athlete making their World Champs debut. She broke 3 national records in one day at the Jesolo 2024 Grand Prix. We've already spoken a lot about this athlete, Fleur Jong from the Netherlands. She is the reigning world champion. She is the reigning Paralympic champion and the world record holder. Her world champs gold medal tally now stands at 5, thanks to a win earlier this week in the 100 meters, and I suspect it is soon going to move to 6. The athletes have been out for the first 30 minutes already, setting up their runways, which, as we have seen earlier this week, has been a little bit tricky for some of the athletes. Obviously, one of the key skills in the long jump is accuracy. You have to run as fast as you can to that long jump board, but as we all know, if the athlete goes over the board, the jump is counted as a foul. The technical official shows a red flag, and unfortunately, you do not get credit for all that effort. But kicking things off for us right now is Vasquez of Puerto Rico. Oh, and you can just see there something not quite right. She's having a look at that leg. Now, she hasn't crossed the line at the moment, which means she can go back and restart, but I'm looking at the clock. She's only got 12 seconds left, and the official has just shown the yellow flag. Oh, and you can just see what happened there. That is not a great way to start off the competition. Now just watch what flings off. Now underneath all of the blades, it's actually quite smooth. So the blades are all made of carbon fiber, and all of the athletes will have a covering which they use to contact the floor. Just like on a running spike, you have spikes, or on a running shoe, and you can just see hers has come off, and that is not ideal. That's going to be really hard to fix on the fly.
So if that happens, how does that feel?
Well, the reality is that you end up losing a lot of trust in your blade at that moment, and so really the only way to fix that is typically they're super glued on, and it's a special type of glue that you have to bake in a hot oven in order to get the glue to cure. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen here for Vasquez. We did see in one of the other competitions, in the men's T63 competition, one of the athletes' blades completely snapped during the warm-up. Fortunately, they were able to get one of the technicians out, so we'll keep you updated on that and see if they're able to find a solution for Vasquez. But let's turn our attention now to Patricia Walsh, making her world champs debut. She's been given the white flag, so she is looking with interest right now to see what that total is. So important, especially when you're at your debut, to get that first mark in and just give yourself that confidence that you have in the runway to know for those next few attempts you can really let it fly. 4 meters 43, not a bad start for Walsh there. She's coming in with a new personal best of 4 meters 75. At the moment, I can tell you that there is a bit of a crowd around Vasquez, trying to see if there is any way to get the spike plate on the bottom of her blade fixed and see if she can have a shot at getting a mark in this competition. But as I said, so difficult when that happens. And you just think, well, rotten luck. She's already been out here warming up, doing her thing, and it was totally fine, and for it to go on that first attempt.
How long would they generally last for without being an issue? Is there a particular time?
Do you know what? Probably an entire season. I mean, this really is just rotten luck. It's not a case of being unprepared or not checking your equipment. Although actually, when I was competing in Tokyo in 2021, and it was unusually hot, after training for 2 to 3 weeks out in the training camp there, my spike plate at the bottom also fell off, and it was just a combination of this really hot weather combined with the sand getting in underneath it. Fortunately, it happened a week beforehand, and we were able to find a prosthetics lab and get it done, but I'm not sure what Vasquez is going to do here.
But also with that warm weather, it's going to make it almost melt more than if it was cooler weather, because then it would come off if you are training in warm weather more often than not. Yeah,
we were shocked. We weren't expecting that, and training in Great Britain, we didn't quite have that same kind of heat. But again, it's just one of those really, I guess, difficult lessons of experience that you learn when you're training in different parts of the world and just figuring out how your equipment reacts.
Is she allowed to fix it? Is she allowed to modify it now? Now that has happened?
As in during this competition?
Yes.
Well, I think because we saw they do have some technicians on site, and we did see one of the technicians come out, so hopefully they'll be able to give her a chance. That was Michaela Elcote, one of the youngest competitors here at this World Champs. Elcote first competed in athletics in 2022 after leg lengthening surgery. Now you will see in this competition, we do have a combination of classes. It is listed as a women's T64 classification, which means below knee blade runner. However, we do have T44s, which is a below knee leg impairment, like Elcote, and we do have 62s, which is for double blades.
Now, I know Hendricks is about to go, but I have to say there, Elcote, isn't it fantastic to see a competitor just enjoying themselves, a youngster having the time of their life, competing at a major championships and not worrying so much about the actual result?
I think you're right. I mean, ultimately, sport, it's supposed to be fun. And yes, of course, people are here to win medals, and yes, it is very serious. But at the end of the day, it's too hard a journey. If you don't find a way to enjoy it, you're just not going to last. Kiki Hendricks on the runway, speaking of double-bladed athletes. Ooh, and I'm afraid that one is going to be a foul, but what I loved about that runway is just look at that rhythm. Being accurate as a two-bladed runner is incredibly difficult, and you can just see the way there that she was building up that runway. You can see the official sitting there right by that takeoff board. In addition to that, there are also cameras. Just see a bit of a conversation there. You can't see him, but her coach is Guido Bonson, same coach as Fleur Young. They'll have a little discussion about what to do with that runway for the next jump. B Hats of the United States. Now just take a look there on the build-up underneath B Hats' blade. And I'll explain why that's important after she takes this jump. Perfectly placed on the board there, Hats showing how it's done. Well, we saw earlier in the competition, Vasquez of Puerto Rico, the build-up, the spike plate on her blade falling off. And you can see Hats there has a very, very specific design. It's very, very thick. And the reason for that is she is trying to get, there, you just see it there, she's trying to get perfect placement, perfect connection between her blade and the takeoff board. When you're taking off from those blades, there is what you would call a sweet spot. 5 meters, 24 for Hats, an excellent start for her. She has now gone into the lead. So when I say there's a sweet spot on the blades, I think the best analogy I can think of is if you've ever been on a spring diving board and you know that if you jump right at the tip of it, the kind of kickback you get, whereas if you jump about a meter back, it's not the same. It's the same thing with these blades. There is a sweet spot, and if you can nail it, that's when you really fly. Maya Nakanishi from Japan. She is a former world champion in 2019. Famously took that title with her last attempt, clinching the gold. She's a long jump specialist, 5 meters 70 at her very best. She's also very, very good at delivering in the world champs. Bronze medals in 2017, 2023, 2024 on top of her title in 2019. We are absolutely flying through this first round. Annie Carey, 21-year-old from the USA, 5 bronze Para-Pan Am medals to her name. She's already had a fantastic world champs on her debut, picking up a silver in the 100 meters. Now, even though it's her World Champs debut, she competed at the Paris Paralympics, finishing 6th in the long jump and setting a Paralympic record in the process. Now, don't be surprised if you see a couple of different championship records happening in this event, as we do have 3 different classifications competing. 4 meters 92. That is a fantastic start for Annie Carey. She is a 5+ jumper at her best. She'll be looking to improve on that. Sarah Walsh making her 6th World Championship appearance. Oh, now that's interesting. So Sarah Walsh in 2020 revised her technique, and she spent a year, well, the COVID year, learning a hitch kick. And now it looks as though she has gone back to the simple hang technique. So the hitch kick being where athletes look like they're running in the air, whereas the hang, you just drive up and then bring your legs through. Both incredibly effective. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's simply a matter of what feels most natural for you. 4 meters 80 for Walsh, and we can see there that the athletes are jumping into a little bit of a headwind. Okay, so where things stand at the moment, we have B-Hats in the lead, 5 meters 24, Annie Carey, 4 meters 92, and Sarah Walsh in 3rd position, 4 meters 80. Giuliana Filippi of Italy, another athlete making her World Champs debut. Last year, she did a technical training course with Marcus Rem, which, if you know anything about blade jumping, he's an excellent person to be learning from. Now, it was a good jump from Filippi, but as you can see, well behind that board. So whatever this total comes up at, I mean, wow, you can probably add an extra 50 centimeters to that to give you an idea of the kind of shape that she's in. Four meters 35, as I said, well behind the board. She can definitely improve on that if she can find a way to be a little more aggressive with that takeoff. And getting ready for her first jump, Fleur Young. Now, it was a big deal back in May 2021 when she went over 6 meters for the first time. She has now been extending her world record every year, and it currently sits at 6 meters 86. Wow. Wow. Fleur Young, absolutely perfect on the board. That was a fantastic jump, well over 6 meters. She has come, and she is not messing around. You can see Fleur Young there choosing to use the hitch kick method, where it looks like she's running in the air. And even then, you could just see those forward rotational forces pulling her a little bit into that pit. Possibly the arm motion she's making right there with her coach. 6 meters 73. She's opened up with a massive championship record, adding another 20 centimeters to it. And she is not that far away from that world record, 6 meters 86. What a way to kick off that women's T64 long jump.
10 track finals tonight. This is the opener. It is the men's 400 meters T12, the medium visual impairment category. A guide is not compulsory. Kisanapong of Thailand, though, will go with a guide. In lane 7, it's Ogus Agbalit, who is the bronze medalist in both 19 and 2023. He's also the European champion from 2018. Season best time in his heat. Fakhreddin Kamrev of Uzbekistan in lane number 5. Lifetime best set this year, 49 86, and I can tell you it came this year because it came in his heat. He was a bronze medalist back in Rio 2016 in the 4x100 metres. The 200 and 400 world champion from London 2017, Madi Afri, will go in lane 3 for Morocco. Well, Kasenapong did have a guide noted to go with him. He has opted not to run with a guide. So Kasenapong, Tisawan of Thailand, will run by himself in lane number 1. He went through as a lucky loser from the semi-finals. Paralympic champion Musa Buja not competing at these World Paralympics Championships. So Tisawan in 1, Afri in 3, Kamrev in 5, and Akbulut in lane 7. Men's 400 metres T12 final. And away they get a first time of asking. And getting out very fast out there in lane 7 is Ogbaz Akbulut of Turkey, who's absolutely flying down there, as is Madi Afri, double world champion at London 2017 World Paralympics Championships. He took silver at the Rio Paralympics in this event in 2016 and also in Dubai at the Worlds in 2019. He's coming up on the shoulder of Kamrev of Uzbekistan. And as they straighten up after the stagger, it is Madi Afri who leads the way from Morocco. His lifetime best of 47.87. The world and championship record mark is 47.47. It is Madi Afri who's going to go across and take it in 49.45. In second place, it looks like Kamrev and Akbulut coming across to take the bronze, but it is Madi Afri. Season best time of 49.44. He stretched out in that last 100 metres. And the Moroccan has done what he did back in 2017 and claimed the world title in the men's 400 metres T12. 50.11 for Kamrev, Akbulut 50.84, and Tisawan not too far behind in 4th place. It was a very close race across all 4. A happy man in Madi Afri. Been a while between drinks, between getting a championship medal, and he's now done it with a season best time of 49.44. Has the Moroccan flag, takes the plaudits, and claims the first gold medal of the evening. There'll be 10 on the track. That is number 1.
The 400 meters is such a difficult race to get right. It's the only one of the sprints where there is that element of pacing, and so often you can just see how the lead changes as you go through the 100, 200, 300 time points, and it's always the person that wins. It's a person who knows their physiology the best, and as you can see here, it looks like Afri is running away from the field. But the difference is not that the athlete's accelerating, it's just that it's the athlete who is confident enough in their biomechanical technique that they're being efficient, they're not slowing down. And you can see there, Kamrev just doing what it takes to stick in. And it's always going to be painful. And that's the thing with the 400 meters. You line up at that start line knowing that you're going to finish in pain, but hopefully it's pain that's going to be worth it.
Well, it's worth it for that man. Afri, the gold medalist in the men's 400 metres T12 medium visual impairment category. So there's your podium. Madi Afri, Fakhruddin Kamrev, and Ogbaz Akbulut, 1, 2, and 3. Afri takes it season best, Kamrev second, Akbulut in third, and Tisawan 0.14 of a second off the medals in 4th position for Thailand.
We're back with the women's T64 long jump, also known as the blade jumpers. Now, I can let you know that we have had a shift in the standings. Kiki Hendricks, on her second attempt, went out to 5 meters 28, moving B-Hats down into 3rd, and then B-Hats responded and took that silver position back, and she jumped 5:38 in round 2. And right now, we have Maya Nakanishi of Japan on the runway. She is already sitting on a foul, and unfortunately that one too is a foul. 10 women going in this final. After the 3rd round, only 8 will move on, and at the moment, Nakanishi sitting on 2 fouls. She will have to get a mark in the next round to have any chance at going through. The other really good news is Amaris Vasquez, the athlete we saw right at the top, who on her first attempt ran down and the spike plate underneath her blade fell off. She had to abort the attempt. We weren't sure what was going to happen, how she was going to be able to fix that spike plate, but I can confirm she took her 2nd round attempt and she jumped 4 meters 10. A little bit off her personal best, but to be able to get back, sort that out, and keep her focus, well done to Vasquez. Hopefully she can build on that as she moves forward. Annie Carey of the USA, currently sitting in 4th position, courtesy of a 4 meter 92 jump. Carey, an athlete that tends to do well on the global stage. She finished 6th in the long jump at the Paris Paralympics, setting a Paralympic record on her debut. Now you'll see in this event, we do have a mix of categories taking place. Annie Carey is a T44 athlete. Single blade users are T64, double blade users T62. And I mean, I've always found it confusing. Usually T denotes track. This is a field event, but that's where we're at. Carey improving on her 2nd round attempt, hitting the 5 meter mark. She's now in 4th position.
Next final, men's 400 meters T13. Category least visual impairment up to 20%. We've got the former world champion and Paralympic silver medalist Ryota Fukunaga in this, and the Southeast Asian Games silver medalist James Ang there in the middle lanes. Good field this. Botswana, great relay team these days, and they've got 2 in this final. Edwin Masuke, 5th in the 400 meters Paralympic final last year for Botswana. He's a 9. From Cottbus in Germany, 6th in the 100 meters final here. Max Marzillier, he was 4th in the 4 in Kobe a year ago. A 4th world championship for Botswana in lane 7. 7th in last year's world champs in Kobe, Bose Mokwati. This is the Southeast Asian Games silver medalist in the 2 and the 4, a lifetime best in the semi-final, 51.30 for Singapore, James Ang. Silver in the long jump here, gold in the 4 in Paris in the Worlds 2 years ago, silver in the Stade de France of the Paralympics last year, Ryota Fukunaga. Neutral athlete in lane 4, only 18, and only 18 until Wednesday. Dmitry Kaskovic, 5th in the long jump here. And 4th in the 1500 meters in New Delhi this week. For Turkey, Mikhail Al. He's in 3. And in lane 2 for Kenya, championship debut. He was in the 100 meters, went out in the heats in that. What about this? Jairus Okora. They are all ready to roll and all ready to give us a big final potentially. No Skander Atbani. He holds the big titles and the world record from the Worlds last year in Kobe. That was 46.44. But it's always a championship time about the medals. and who will get them. And there's only one in this field with global championship medals before. Things are about to change majorly for at least two here. The final, the men's 400 meters, T13. They're away, Akora in 2, Al 3, Kaskovic 4, Fukunaga 5, Ang 6, Magwati 7, Matsilia 8, and Mizuge in 9. Brilliant start by Max Marzillier from Germany in lane 8, and up with a Magwati of Botswana suddenly in 7. Anger's going well in 6, and in 5, Fukunaga. Certainly the work in the seedings well, and moving up also is Akora. That might be interesting for Kenya. He's in lane 2, but currently it's Magwati for Botswana in lane 7 who's moved up, and it's Ang also, and for Japan, Fukunaga, the silver medalist at the Paralympic Games, who's emerged in front into the closing straight. It's Ryota Fukunaga for Japan. Matsilia is fighting back in his second place. Matsilia trying to draw him in. Matsilia thinking about the gold. Fukunaga's holding it. It's Fukunaga and Matsilia. Matsilia, I think, has got the gold for Germany. On the line, 49.01. He was coming with every stride. He has done it! Max with a mad finish! 49 seconds dead! And he did reel Fukunaga in. Wunderbar! Magwati gets the bronze, but from nowhere, absolutely nowhere, Max Marzillier is the world champion. And Fukunaga, who took this title 2 years ago, silver last year in Kobe, silver again here. What an astonishing way for that to end. Max Marzillier has somehow done it. And Fukunaga, it's another silver for him for a third global championships in a row.
Wow. Again, another showcase of what it looks like to run a 400 meters well. You're probably sick of me by now talking about pacing, but the reality is that is what the 400 meters is all about. At the 200 meter point, Fukunaga was almost a second ahead of Marzillier. And you thought coming down, Fukunaga did an excellent job of doing damage between 250 to 300, and yet you just see that it was Marzillier who had it at the end.
Marzillier takes the gold, 300ths of a second for Germany. Fukunaga the silver for Japan, and Magwati the bronze for Botswana. Lifetime best for him. What a finish. Botswana with a lot to celebrate again, as was the case at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo the other week. Heavens above. That was certainly a finish to the max. Celebration times for Botswana here as well.
Again, back to this idea of excellent pacing. Now, Marzillier did start reasonably fast, and then he took his time going down the home straight. When you go down the home straight, you want to be running what you call just really efficiently. You're cruising. It doesn't mean that you're running slowly. It just means that you're maintaining speed with as little effort as possible. And it was Fukunaga who was really coming out with the lead. Fukunaga had a lead at the 200 meter mark of about a second over Marzillier. But this is where you can see it all change in a 400 meters. And that's because the body is not meant to sprint for 400 meters, and in this home straight, you just see it was Marzillier who managed to pace that perfectly, having just enough to pip Fukunaga at that finish. Brilliant showcase of excellent pacing.
And that is only the second ever medal at a World Paralympics Championships for Botswana, a second bronze for them, and Max Marzillier, the world champion, he's got the golden medal to go with the golden singlet to bring back to Cottbus. Extraordinary.
Fleur Young has just increased her championship record to 6 meters 81. She currently has a lead on the field of almost 1.5 meters. However, there's a very interesting battle going on right now between B. Hats on the runway and Kiki Hendricks. B. Hats has just watched Kiki Hendricks take herself into second place. How is Hats going to respond? She does an excellent job there, Hats, of just building on that runway. She looked to be absolutely perfect on that board. Both Hendricks and Hats are sitting on marks of 5 meters 38, but Hendricks given second position courtesy of her backup jump. Now, in case you're wondering why all of the single-bladed athletes seem to be jumping off of their blades, there's a few reasons, but one is because setting up a running blade, your artificial leg tends to be a little bit higher, and 5 meters 30 there for Hats, so she will stay in third position. And in terms of setting up the jump, it is, sorry, let me recorrect that. Even though it's 5:30, she now has a higher backup jump than Kiki Hendricks, which hers sits at 5:28. So she has gone back and she has taken back that silver medal. My goodness, we are getting a tussle there for the second and third positions. Now this is a really important jump for Maya Nakanishi. She is currently sitting on 2 fouls. She has to get a mark in, and it has to be higher than 4 meters 28. Well within her capabilities. Oh, and she looks to have done it. Maya is so experienced. She will have known that a safe jump on this occasion would have been good enough, even the officials smiling for her. But she will be able to build on that. She is a serial medalist at these world champs. Anyways, back to the question of why the blade jumpers tend to jump off their blade. There are 2 really important strides. It's the second to last stride that sets up your long jump, and because the blade tends to be longer than your natural leg because it compresses, it's very difficult to do a penultimate stride on your artificial leg and then take off your real leg. It's much easier to do it the other way around. 4 meters 97, she decided to do not such a safe jump and really go for it. That is going to take her up into 5th position. Nakanishi has a lifetime best well into the high 5 meter range. She'll be looking to improve on that.
Well, the track finals keep on coming thick and fast. Men's 800 meters T53. We move into the wheelchair category. This one here sees Pierre Fairbank, who won the World Championship last year in Kobe. He'll go in this one in lane number 7. Mohamed Khalifi of Tunisia out in lane number 9. Silver medalist last year at the Kobe World Paralympics Championship. Holds the African record in this event in the 400 meters. Pongsakornpayo of Thailand. Silver last year at the Paralympic Games. He's won 2 golds already here at these championships in the 100 and the 400. He goes in lane number 8. Pierre Fairbank, 18 global medals dating back to Sydney 2000. He won gold in Kobe last year. He's been 8th in the 100 and 7th in the 400 at these championships. The second of the ties, it is Masabri Arce. He's finished 4th in the 100 and 4th in the 400 here at these championships. Can he get a medal in the 800? In lane 5, Yu Bi-hung, bronze medalist in Kobe last year, also bronze in the 100 here, and silver in the 400 at these championships. He goes in lane number 5. And in lane number 4, Vitaly Gratensko, the neutral para-athlete, bronze medalist here over 400, 5th in the 100. He's the European champion from 2016 as well. Paralympic champion Brent Lakatos not here. He's the world and championship record holder, but we do have his wife, Stephanie Reed, sitting next to us in commentary. Men's 800 meters T53 final. And away they go, and out in lane number 8 it is Pongsakorn Payo, who has gone up on the inside of Khalifi of Tunisia, and it's gone straight past him as a very fast first 100 metres. As they move across now, and it is Pongsakorn Payo who wanted to get out and wanted to get to the front. And he leads the way from Khalifi, who sits in just behind him. And you don't want to get too wide in the wheelchair event because you are doing extra work, and it is very, very difficult indeed to try and get around the outside. Payo's just sitting out a little bit wider at the moment, making everyone else go wide as well. You can see at the back there his compatriot Arce on the outside as they take the bell. And it's Pongsakorn Payo who's out in front leading from Khalifi. Fairbank, the reigning champion, at the back of the field along with must be Arce of Thailand, but Pongsakorn Payo is just sitting midway between that first and second lane. He's going to make everyone else go around the outside of him if they want to do it. Kutsenko is in the bronze medal position, but Pongsakorn Payo has gone. With just under 200 metres to go, he's 3 or 4 lengths out in front. They move into the final 100. It's Pongsakorn Payo ahead of Khalifi. Kutsenko in third position. Pongsakorn Payo is going to pick up his 3rd gold medal of these championships. 100 metres, 400 metres, and now 800 metres. Khalifi in second, Kutsenko in third, but it's Pongsakorn Payo who's taken the victory. 1:35.77 is the time, and I made that a new championship record. It's been rounded down to 1:35.76. What a games Pongsakorn Payo is having. Khalifi comes in second position. He was also under that championship record, as was Kutsenko in third place with a bronze. He was under the championship record as well. Season best time for him. But Pongsakorn Payo, a gold in the 100, a gold in the 400, and now a gold in the 800. Well, the Thais have a chat with each other. There is Pierre Fairbank, who was the world champion coming into this. But that man there has taken the title. Pongsakorn Payo with a treble of gold medals at these World Para-Athletics Championships in New Delhi.
Payo left absolutely nothing to chance. Right from the start, you could see he wanted to get to the very front of this pack. The 800 meters is different from a 1500 meters in the sense that you don't have time to get into position. You have to get there right away. And I mean, he would have known. He would have been very comfortable leading this from the front, pulling the entire pack and trusting in his speed to get to the end. But the thing that he did do, which was very clever, again, just parking yourself right in the middle of lanes 1 and 2. That way nobody can come through on your inside. Everybody has to go around the long way, just making it awkward. It was a very clever, very tactical, very safe way for Payo to take home that world title.
So Pongsakorn Payo picks up his 3rd gold of these games, a championship record in the men's 800 metres T53. Payo takes it in a championship record. Khalifi with an African record for Tunisia, and Kutsenko, season best for him. The neutral para-athlete in 3rd position collects the bronze.
New action for you. We've got some discus on the way, one of the many field finals on.
Men's discus throw F44. This is Harrison Walsh, who's out over the 50-metre mark there. We'll bring you up to date on what's happening in this. That is the 4th attempt for Harrison Walsh. Currently sits in 5th position, 51.49 with his opener. Bronze medalist at the 2022 Commonwealth Games, and also bronze medalist in Kobe last year. At the top, it's Andres Mosquera of Colombia, who leads the way on 60.26, a lifetime best for Mosquera. 59.26 it was coming into it. Akim Stewart is in second, and Dan Greaves of Great Britain is in third position. That throw there from Sagar Thaya of India, who's in fourth position. A lifetime best of 51.93 with his second attempt. We did lose Jonas Spudis of Lithuania at the end of the first 3 attempts. There are 9 going in this field. Only 8 will go through, or did go through, to the 4th, 5th and 6th attempts. So Spudis is out. Sagatha, though, is in 4th position at the moment. Dan Greaves, he's a lifetime best of 63.01. If he threw that, he would be well up in the lead. He's been competing since 2000. 6 Paralympic medals, 1 at each Paras since and including Sydney back in 2000. What a career he has had. That's over the 50-metre mark, around 51 metres. So it won't be an improvement, more than likely, on what he has had so far. He's third. 3 World Championship golds, 2 European golds, and the Commonwealth Games gold back in 2014 for that man there, Dan Greaves. As we head back to the women's long jump T64 final.
We are now into round 4. Unfortunately, we have lost 2 athletes, Vasquez of Puerto Rico and El Cote of Australia. Just the top 8 athletes moving on for attempts 4, 5, and 6. And on the runway, just there was Sarah Walsh of Australia, currently sitting in 6th position with a best mark of 4 meters and 80. I should also update you that we have had a world record in this event. Annie Carey of the USA equaled the world record with her 3rd attempt, 5 meters 19. Now, just to be clear, that is a world record for T44 athletes. Again, this is a combined event, so we have T44s, T64s, and T62s competing. Maya Nakanishi of Japan did very well with her 3rd round attempt to keep her hopes alive. She is so good at medaling in these world championships, has found herself on the podium since 2017. At the moment, she is sitting in 5th position. That is a foul. She's really struggling with that runway today. You can see in the expression there, it's so frustrating. When you know you're running fast and you know you're jumping well, you just can't seem to be where you need to be on that takeoff board. You get a great shot there of the blades in action. So the blades are made up of carbon fiber, and because of the way that the carbon fibers are laid, they're laid parallel, it makes them very bendy. And so the reason the athletes are able to get this kick off them, it's a combination of that carbon fiber along with the shape of the blade. You'll see different athletes choosing to use different shapes. Some with a much more aggressive J shape than others. And again, it just depends on what the athlete prefers, what feels most natural for them. This is Annie Carey of the USA, who has equaled the world record in the T44 category. So T44 for athletes with a lower leg impairment who don't use a running blade. And we've been talking a little bit about classifications over the past week. There have been some events where T44s and T64s have been separated out. For example, what they've done in the 100 meters and in some of the throws, and there have been some events where they've been kept together. And just important to remember, 4 meters and 96 there, no improvement for Annie Carey.
So now a couple of races which aren't finals, but which still are significant. Men's 100 meters T35. This is standing coordination impairment, the most impaired of the 4. And we've got 5 in this, including 3 medalists from the 200 meters. Igor Svetov doesn't start it though. He is a DNS, and that opens the door Maybe for this man who won the 200 meters. He was 100th of a second outside the world record. David Jatiev, neutral athlete, world champion in the two times in a row. Now, championship debutant for a man from South Australia. Shelba Paul's the athlete. Oceania record in the 200. Also the Australian long jump record for Jack Netting. He's in 4. In lane 6 for Argentina, 7th in the 200 meters final here. He's the Pan Am 200 champ, Maximiliano Villa. And in lane 7, the former 100 meters Paralympic and world champion and European champion. Silver in the 2 here, the neutral, Dmitry Safronov. He's taken golds at all the major games. It's the top 3 to go through and the next 2 fastest. Jack Netting, the only one now of this field, not with a major championship medal to his name. Not yet, anyway. He's 24 in his championship debut. So Igor Sviatov. No joy for the 6-time champion of the world and the reigning Paralympic champion in this. That's a scalp already. Ziatev 3, Netting 4, Vija 6, Safronov 7, they're away. And a solid start by Vija for Argentina, and away goes Ziatev now, coming up in lane 3. Ziatev's going to move up with Safronov. Safronov wins it. 11:77 matches the championship record if ratified. Ziatev through, and Vija as well, and the championship record of the absent Igor Sviatov of Ukraine has been equaled by Safronov. That's quite something. 11:77, he moved up really well towards the line, and he overtook Ziatev, who just eased down a bit. Well, that's something for a semi-final, no doubt. Vija in 3rd, he's through also, and Netting on his championship debut in 4th with a very big lifetime best for him. He dips under 13 seconds for the first time. Safronov shot forward well and impressively, and he makes his way along with his teammate Ziatev into the final. Safronov takes it, equal championship record, 11:77, Ziatev 2nd, Vija lifetime best in 3rd, he goes through, and Netting with a lifetime best in 4th will have to wait, and the Paralympic champion is out.
We are joining Fleur Young in her 4th round attempt. And she has been jumping excellently. My goodness, that was big. That was sitting around the 7-meter mark. Unfortunately for her, a foul, but you see the smile on her face. She knows what is possible. She's been chasing that 7-meter barrier. She's already had a championship record in the 2nd round, 6 meters 81, which is just 5 centimeters shy of her world record, 6 meters 86. There was a time back in 2021 in May when she broke the 6-meter barrier for the very first time, and that was a big deal. To think that now, 4 years later, she is knocking on the door of 7-meter territory. Juliana Philippi readying herself for her 5th round attempt. Some issues with the long jump board in the middle of these rounds. Looks like she's been able to sort those out. Now you'll see Fleur Young competing with 2 blades, the T64 athletes with just one. One of the ways that they ensure competition is fair. I'll finish up on that. 5 meters 07 for Philippi. Much, much better from her. Able to sort out that runway, get up over that 5-meter mark. One of the ways they ensure fairness between double blades and single blades is something called the MASH system. So MASH stands for maximum allowable standing height. So if you have if you are on double blades, you can essentially make your leg length whatever you want. Whereas if you are a single blade, like Walsh is right now on that runway, your height is automatically determined by your biological leg. So the MASH system is a way of determining the maximum height the athlete probably would have had by measuring things like the length of your femur, the length of your arms, the length of your torso. And so every call-up room, any T62 double-bladed athlete, in this case either Young or Kendricks, they are measured to make sure that their overall height is below that. So Patricia Walsh likes that one. Athletes tend to know after they've taken off whether or not it's going to be a good one, and she knew the moment she took off. 4:89. A PB for Walsh, and yes, we do have 2 Walshes competing in this event. Sarah Walsh from Australia, Patricia Walsh from New Zealand. Up next on the track is the men's 100-meter T35, the conclusion of round 1 with heat 2 coming up. In lane 3, Ivan Techukin from Ukraine set a personal best in the heats to qualify for the 200-meter final early this week, and then another one to finish off in 6th place, an athlete in personal best shape. In lane 4, Jackson Leb of Australia, another athlete loving the world stage. He also set an Oceania record in the final of the 200 meters. In lane 5, representing the neutral para-athletes, Artem Kalashian. He was a silver medalist in this event at the Paris Paralympics and finished 4th in the 200-meter sprint. In lane 6, Henrique Setano Nascimento. Now he's already set an America's record in the 200-meter final, and he also did the same thing in Paris 2024 in the 100-meter final. Lots of athletes in this heat, very good at producing their best on the world stage. Also from Australia, Jordan Fairweather. Now he prefers the 400 meters, but he has been working very hard on his short speed as the 400 meters isn't offered in this T35 category. And rounding out the field in lane 8, Bao Chui Yu, coming in with a lifetime best of 14:49, competing for Hong Kong. Now the first 3 athletes in this heat will qualify through to the final. You can see at the start there, some athletes choosing to use blocks, some not, completely up to the athlete. T35 is a coordination impairment. Some athletes just find the blocks aren't very helpful when it comes to accelerations. Now keep your eye on lanes 5 and 6. Kalashian in 5, Nascimento in 6. Athletes are off on the first time of asking there. You can see Kalashian just making his way, but Nascimento making things tough for him. The first 2 are going to go through. Who's going to take that? It looks like Nascimento just took it. Kalashian coming in for the 2nd position. And we'll just wait to clear up 3rd place and let you know who those fastest qualifiers are. It's always a tough position when you are coming into a qualifier and you know that the top 3 are going through, but sometimes just for that psychological advantage, you want to be the one that's going to win it, and Setano Nascimento took that one. The other bonus of coming out on top with a championship record, Nascimento, 11:66. We saw it equaled in the previous heat. It has now been lowered to 11:66. Kalashian taking 2nd position. You could just see Kalashian and Setano Nascimento fighting it out there. As I said, sometimes you just want that psychological advantage of winning. Sometimes it is about getting the best lane draw. Nascimento taking that one, and it looks like Techukin came across for that 3rd automatic spot. And I can confirm that both of the automatic qualifiers have come from this heat. Jackson Love with an Oceania record, 12:34. Jordan Fairweather also with that personal best of 12:78, earning his place in the final. All right, we turn back to the women's long jump. And my goodness, this has been exciting, particularly this battle for silver position. Kiki Hendricks has just come out with a season's best, 5:43 in the previous round, and B. Hatz has to come back with a bigger jump to get that silver position back. Fleur Young well ahead and away with almost 1.5 meters on the field. But Kiki Hendricks and B. Hatz have just been going back and forth between silver and bronze. And to see that technique there from B. Hatz, the way that she takes off and then is turning her body to the side, that is just one of the ways of ensuring that she's not losing any distance by letting her feet come down before her, making sure that she's just twisting her center of mass. Now what can Fleur Young do here? We know that she is in personal best shape. She delivered an absolute monster of a jump in attempt 4, just past the foul board. Look at the rhythm she builds there. Oh, and I'm afraid that too is going to be a foul, but you just get a sense now that she is ready to let things fly. I think she might have had a little bit of a trip coming out of the sand pit there, laughing it off. And like, one of the reasons why she has just improved so much in this long jump is courtesy of the speed in her 100 meters. Oh my goodness, you get a sense of just how close that one was. So close to being considered legal. Speed so important in this event. She now holds the world record in the 100 meters, 12.02. And she is putting that speed to excellent use on that runway. The ceiling for your distance in the long jump is all set by the velocity at which you take off of. Two things matter: velocity at takeoff and angle of that jump. My goodness, she has that speed part down.
Men's 100 meters T54 is the next event set to go. Jian Ying of China, who was 6th last year in the Paralympic Games, will go in lane number 2. In lane number 3, Jaman Al-Zawhani of Saudi Arabia, lifetime best of 14.10. That's set this year. The up-and-coming star, 20 years of age, Mamadou Balde, who was 4th in Paris last year. He was 5th in the 400 here already at these championships from Portugal. Athawat Pangnua, the world and championship record holder, silver medalist last year, gold back in Tokyo 2020. He's taken silver already in the 400 here. Hu Yang, who came 6th in the 400 at these championships. He was a bronze medalist in the 4x100 universal relay in the 23 World Championships, silver in this event last year in Kobe. Seventh in the 400 meters here, Albara Al-Khani of Saudi Arabia will go in lane number 7. The man who's been competing in para-athletics, para-swimming and curling, Esa-Pekka Mattila of Finland in lane number 8. And Pivapong Sianglam of Thailand, 8th in Paris last year, will go in lane number 9. Leah Pekatani, the world champion, not here at these championships, and Juan Pablo Cervantes, the Paralympic champion, did not start in his heat earlier this morning.
On your mark.
So we're set to go
Get back.
in the men's 100 metres T54 final. Zhang in 2, Azarani in 3, Balde in 4, Pangnua in 5, Hu in 6, Alkani in 7, Matilla in 8, and Sianglam in 9. And there's been a green card shown at the beginning, so a bit of movement amongst the athletes. No damage done. Green card shown, and they will all line up again.
Set.
They were held for a long time at the start there, but they are away, and it's Balde who's got away quickest of all, the man from Portugal in lane number 4. He is absolutely flying there, but here comes Athawat Pangnua. Pangnua's going to take it. He does that. Pangnua takes it. It looks like Hu's taken the silver and Balde the bronze. But Athawat Pangnua, the gold medalist at Tokyo 2020, was silver here at these championships in the 400 metres. He's a gold medalist in the 100. 13.66 the time given. Who does take the silver medal, lifetime best, and Balde, the 20-year-old Portuguese, picks up a bronze medal. He was 5th in the 400. He has a bronze, does the Portuguese, in this after finishing 5th in Paris last year. First major medal for Balde, but Pangnua, he absolutely flew through that middle section there.
The thing with the 100-meter sprint is that you have to be absolutely perfect. It's not unusual for the wheelchair racers to perhaps slip off of a push, but you don't have time here. This is essentially an acceleration the whole way. You want to keep your hands on the rim as much as possible, and you can do that 2 ways. 1, having a really, really high frequency, or 2, having a long stroke. You can see there, Hugh, that front wheel bouncing just a little bit. You'll see that on some of the athletes. It happened to Balde a little bit at the start as well. And when that happens, you are losing power. That's power going into your chair that's going in the wrong direction because it's kicking you up. And again, it just goes back to that sense of, in this 100 meters, everything has to be perfect. Every push, every stroke, every placement in terms of where your body is, that is what it takes to win this type of sprint.
Well, there was no championship or world record, but it was a victory nonetheless for the man who holds those marks, Athawat Pangnua, 13.66. Hu Yang, lifetime best with silver, and Mamadou Balde, the bronze medal for Portugal, his first major championship medal.
We are in the final stages of the women's T64 long jump. Annie Carey of America sitting in 4th position. Now, she has already equaled the world record for her T44 category. We have a few different classifications competing in this women's T64. So 5:19 was the world record. She equaled that in attempt number 3. And she is the only person who cannot be hats from the top. She's done it again. She has now taken that world record outright, 5 meters 20. It will not move her up in terms of the ranking. She will finish just off the podium, but that world record, not a bad consolation to have. Behat knows she is guaranteed a bronze medal, and for this entire competition, she has been battling it out with Kiki Hendricks of the Netherlands. They have been exchanging silver and bronze positions. Right now, Kiki Hendricks with the upper hand. What does Hats have as a response? You can just see her there building up that rhythm, building up that rhythm. Hats has been absolutely meticulous on that board. At the moment, Kiki Hendricks sits with 5 meters 43. Using that technique where she throws her body to the side, actually kind of similar to Vanessa Lowe. 5 meters 35. It was a good attempt, a good response from B Hats, but she is unable to overhaul Hendricks. That is your bronze medalist, B Hats. And up next, potentially, well, Fleur Young still sits quite a long way out at 6 meters 81. Kiki Hendricks already sitting in the silver medal position, courtesy of a 5 meters 43. Just 1 centimeter off her personal best at 5 meters 43. She does such a great job there of building on that runway. Kiki Hendricks had that experience of finishing 4th in the long jump in Paris. She actually qualified for the 100 meters as well, but so competitive for these female blade jumpers and runners in the Netherlands that she didn't qualify because there were 3 other athletes qualifying ahead of her. Now she trains alongside Fleur Young in the group coached by Guido Bonson. She became a full-time athlete in 2022, made her world champ debut in 2023, and this is her first global long jump title. Congratulations, Kiki Hendricks. Just 1 centimeter shy of her lifetime best. And she's now watching her teammate, gold medalist Fleur Young. She is a reigning world champion, reigning Paralympic champion, world record holder. She is going to retain her title here, but it's been very clear from the start, Young is interested in one thing, and that is resetting the world record she already set this year, 6 meters 86. She has been very close. 6 meters 81 in round 2. What has she got for this final round? Oh, and I'm gutted to say, confirmed it is a foul. She has jumped so well. Now, it's been 3 fouls in these 3 final rounds, but that is because she was letting it fly. There was a time when breaking the 6-meter record in this category was a big deal, but at the moment, Fleur Young knocking on the door of 7 meters. She knows how close that was. And what a career so far for Fleur Young. I mean, you might look at her now and think, my goodness, she makes that look so easy. Working those blades looks so easy. Progressing so much that sometimes there are questions around, well, do the blades give you an advantage? The thing is, it hasn't always come easy to Fleur. She has worked so hard for this. It took her a few years to make her way to the top, and part of the reason why she is so good now is because she has stuck with it. She has kept improving year on year. It hasn't been an easy road for her, but she has made it work. And that distance she has just jumped there, 6 meters 81. That would have placed her in 5th position in the World Athletics Able-Bodied Championships. She is winning by huge margins, and a part of the reason why she's winning is because she has improved that speed so much, taking her 100-meter personal best all the way down to 12:02. And in addition to improving her own performance on the track, she's been helping other athletes in the Netherlands do the same. A fantastic performance for Kiki Hendricks with her first global long jump title. B Hats matching her bronze medal from the Paralympics in Paris, but none could surpass this woman, Fleur Young. Contracted meningitis, the reason that she had her legs amputated. Career had to take another step back due to correction surgery on one of her limbs. And yet she's never given up. She's kept fighting. She has come back better every single time. Jumping huge distances that would make her competitive in the Olympics and the able-bodied World Championships. Absolutely unstoppable at the moment in that category. Congratulations to Fleur Jong.
Yeah, Netherlands 1-2, USA 3-4. The Dutch have got it together again. Nice world record for Carey in 4th. Sarah Wall's 5th for Australia, who has medalled quite a few times previously, now based in the ACT around Canberra in Bruce. Dad Tom from Carrickbeg, that's Sean Kelly territory. He was decent in the old cycling. Mother from Clonus, Patricia, that's Barry McGuigan territory. That's where the sporting talent comes from. So we've got a new field event final for you. It's a big one, men's high jump. It is the T47, and that means the great entertainer Roderick Townsend, who's the 5-time world, 4-time Paralympic champion. So let's concentrate on this. It's Margiev currently, neutral athlete. Going for his second attempt at 197, world and Paralympic bronze medalist. Bronze in Paris last year, bronze in Kobe before that. Second attempt then. 197, here he goes, and he's knocked in. I think he knocked in with his arm as well. This is the blow elbow category, but also T46 is thrown in, and that is the single arm amputee division as well. 5 field event finals happening right now. Remember, there's an alternative feed of field. Watch out for that. Depends what territory you're in, what you can see. We're concentrating on this for now. But in terms of the high jump, he'll have one more go at it. And we have still 6 in this. Townsend has not had his go yet. And he is the ultimate champion. He's watching the rest duke it out, knock themselves out, and then he can pounce and sweep and take the big prize. Rampal for India. 7th in the Paralympic Games in the high jump last year. He was tentative at 194, needed 3 attempts at it. This is second at 194, up and not quite over. Knocked down with the back, so Rampal is still there. That's his second miss. Same with Ivan Botvic, neutral athlete. Also with Georgi Margev. Now he's in a spot of bother. He took bronze in both the World and the Paralympic Games last year in this high jump. Abdullah Ilgaz of Turkey is clear at 197. Nishad Kumar of India, a regular medalist as well, Asian Games champion. He is clear at 194. He skipped 197. Botvic, last attempt, now or never at it, and Botvic is gone. He departs at 194 and he will not medal. The neutral athlete turns 30 in Halloween. Has a fright already, and he will not progress. Now, I will say, that was a lifetime best that he cleared at the 3rd attempt. Good going for him. Ilgaz is the only one so far to clear 197. Nishat Kumar will not attempt it, neither will Roderick Townsend. Townsend has also decided to skip 2 meters. Well, he's a 2:16 man, and we do see this from Armand Duplantis. We used to see it from Sergei Bubka until he got it wrong at one major champs Olympics, I think. Anyway, Margiev, he's had 2 misses as well. Clearances all the way, needs this to stay in. Margiev for survival, and he almost got it, but he knocked it down with the thighs. So 3 misses for Margiev. He is out as well. He had matched his season best with 194, but now he departs. He's still in the silver medal position, but that doesn't guarantee a medal. He had a clean bill of health all the way up to this. Botvic did not. Rampal has not. But Margiev goes now. Attrition all the way. Well, they've hit their level, and for many the level is 2 meters, not even that. First to go out was Mohamed Abdullah Chersunjanov from Uzbekistan. He went out 190, 3 misses there. Lifetime best though. And he finishes in 7th spot. And Fabrice Cheju of Cameroon unfortunately didn't start. So Rampal, this is it for him. 2 misses at 194 and he squeaked over. And now trying to do that at 197 for a new lifetime best for India. And he is gone. 197, a bridge too far for many. We are down to 3 so early in the competition. The bar will move to 2 meters. Ilgaz, the only one to clear at 197. Nishat Kumar and Roderick Townsend passed. And Townsend loves having the crowd strung along. We saw that in London, saw it in Paris. He's a prime entertainer. And needless to say, he won gold both times. Also, at the Stade Charity 2 years ago at the World Championships. Different stadium, different crowd, same fun. Didn't get the world record at the Paralympics, got it at the Worlds. So we're going to move on to 2 meters in this. It's an elongated program with extra field events that were held over from last night, including the men's T64 long jump final, which comes along in about an hour. That means Marcus Rame. That means more of the spectacular stuff. So Ilgaz here just missed out on a medal in the high jump at the Paralympics last year. So he's cleared 197. We're moving on to 2 meters. Again, we're not going to see Townsend here, though. It's not the plan for him, at least for the time being. See him sometime. Women's 200 meters T36, coordination impairment, standing. Second most impaired. The ultimate champion, Shi Yiting, not at these championships, but we've got Danielle Aitchison, the 100 meters world champion, and the defending champion in this, the Pan Am champ, Rotella, and the former Pan Am champ, Ippolito, at the very least. And this woman was world champion going way, way back to 2013 in Lyon. She's the 4-time Asian Games champion for Korea, Jun Min Jai. She's a 9. She's ready. So is Danielle Aitchison for New Zealand in lane 8, the defending world champion. Silver in the 1 and the 2 behind Shi Yiting at the Paralympics last year. From Waikato, coached by Alan McDonald. Aitchison in 8. The Pan Am champion over 100 and 200 meters from Paraguay originally. She was born there, but Argentine through and through. 4th in the 1 and the 2 in the Paralympic Games. Araceli Rotella for Argentina. Pan Am champ in lane 6 for Australia. Silver and bronze in this, and the last 2 world championships. Bronze in the 2 at the Paralympic Games last year in Paris. Silver in the 1 here from Marley Lovell. Her coach is Katie Edwards. And Melinda Gainser-Taylor, remember her, former 200 meters world champ, in lane 5 for the Netherlands. Gold in the shot here at the first world championship. 4th in the 1. She's the European 100 champ still, Cheyenne Boutorn. In lane 4 for Brazil. The former 200 meters world champion, former Pan Am champ, 1, 2 and 4. Bronze in the 100 here, just like Paris at the Paris last year for Veronica Hippolito. In 4 for Brazil. In 3 for Hong Kong. Bronze in the last 3 Asian Para Games, Yam Kwok Fan. And that's it. We don't have Abby Craswell from Australia, unfortunately. Doesn't make it 7th in the 1. She does not start this T36 200 meters final. But it is a litany of champions, and great champions, even without Shi Yiting. Danielle Aitchison with the world record in taking this world title in Kirby a year ago. It was a successful defense. So Craswell in 2, Yam in 3, Hippolito 4, Boutor in 5, Lovell 6, Rotella 7, Aitchison 8, Yun in 9. The final of the women's 200 meters. T36. They're away first time. Aitchison away strongly, eating up the stagger on John Min Jai on her outside, and Aitchison is well clear now. Lovell trying to move up for Australia here in 6, but Danielle Aitchison looking so strong. The world record of 27.47 in taking this title a year ago. She's on the way to take the crown for New Zealand again. Danielle Aitchison looking good. Marley Lovell in second place. Aitchison's going to be fast. World record's gone. Lovell in second. Bouton gets the bronze, but Danielle Aitchison takes the gold again. A golden double in the one and the two, and Aitchison smashes her own world record. The Waikato Wonder has done it again. 27.18, a new world record. Marley Lovell was moving strongly behind her in second spot. 29.69. She does this silver double behind Aitchison from Allambie in New South Wales, and who only took out athletics because her teammate Gabby Taylor had a world champion athlete as a mother. Brilliant for Bouton to take the bronze, her first global track medal, to go with the gold in the shot. June in 4, Rotella 5, but glorious figures for Danielle Aitchison. A great victory for New Zealand.
It is not often you see a 200-meter sprint race won by that much, and all the credit to Aitchison. I think sometimes you come into a race and you kind of have an idea, which she must have had, that she's going to win this. You think, okay, well, what's going to motivate her? What's really going to get her excited? And clearly it was that world record. She knows at this point it's just her against that clock, and to be able to come out and deliver a world record, to deliver your best on the biggest stage in circumstances which aren't necessarily always ideal. You're in a training environment that isn't similar to the one that you have back at home. A lot of people will think you come in and things are perfect at World Champs, and that's rarely the case. You know, at home, you're used to probably having your own bed to sleep in. You come to the championships, you have a roommate, you're eating different food. Sometimes that roommate snores. Sometimes different things happen that just kind of throw you off. And so to have that skill to produce is amazing.
Aitchison world record startling, 27.18 to win the 200 meters T36. Marley Lovell, the silver for Australia, and Cheyenne Bouton, the bronze for the Netherlands. Great final. Great breakthrough for all three. Well, Marley Lovell now has 4 world championship medals, 3 of them silver. Katie Edwards and Melinda Gainsford-Taylor were coaches. Gainsford-Taylor, back in '95, was the 200 world indoor champion, but Danielle Aitchison, glorious. She was the New Zealand schools champion in the 200 and in the long jump. And that's not para-athletics, that's all of athletics. And she's all champion. Danielle Aitchison, just fantastic. It's another gold for the Kiwis. Marley Lovell, another great achievement in picking up her second silver from the UTS North's club. Great appreciation from all nations on that. It is an Antipodean 1-2, 27.18, the new world record. And a lot of the Australian team, a good chunk anyway, going over to congratulate her. Including Jack Netting, who was out on track a little earlier. What a fantastic race. Good old joust. Aitchison well out in front, her against the clock.
So the track action continues. Women's 200 metre T35 is the next of the finals up there, coming thick and fast. And they will continue for a little while yet. Sweden's 17-year-old Ellen Westling, who competed in Kobe last year in both the 100 and 200, making the final of the 100. She's in the final of the 200 this time. She's in lane number 9. Fatima Sued, bronze at the Asian Para Games in 2022. She's only 18 years of old now, the youngest ever athlete to compete for Iraq at the Paralympics when qualifying for Tokyo 2020. Silver medalist in Paris last year, Gu Qingguan in lane 7. She's taken silver in the 100 metres as well in Paris. Preeti Pal, bronze last year in Paris. She trains in Delhi under Gajendra Singh, who also coaches Simran, who will be in action a little bit later in the T12 100 metres final. She's in lane 6. Ingrid Brunetska, 5th in the 100 and 200 last year at the Paralympic Games. She goes in lane number 5 at 21 years of age. And also 21 years of age, Maria Kolobova in lane 4, the neutral para-athlete. 2 gold, 1 bronze in 2024 at the Paralympics in para-swimming. Now in para-athletics at these World Championships. So we're set to go in the women's 200 metres T35 coordination impairment category. This is the highest of the coordination impairment. What a special time for that young lady. And her bronze in the 100 last year, as well as bronze in this event, the Paralympics, for Preeti Pal. Ellen Westling, 17 years of age, circling up the atmosphere. 21 years of age, Ingrid Brunetska. We have 3 21-year-olds, an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 25-year-old in this race. Super times for para-athletics. So many young superstars coming through. And after a short delay, we are set to go in the women's 200 metres T35 final. And they're away, and very quickly out of the blocks is Fatima Sued, the 18-year-old from Iraq, and on her shoulder now is Gu of China. Gu is moving around very quickly. There she is in the white vest as they take on the last 100 metres. It's Gu in front. Fatima Sued is doing her best to catch up, and here comes Preeti Pal. Can Preeti Pal get there? I don't think she can. It's Gu Qingguan, who looks like she's going to take the win. Gu takes it. She gets across the line first. Sued takes second. Preeti Pal hangs on for third. The bronze medal for India. A season best time of 29.50 seconds for Gu. She ran the bend so well. She had Fatima Sued at her sides, who went out very quick at the start. Lifetime best for Sued, by the way, 30 seconds on the dot. And Preeti Pal of India, 3 100ths of a second behind the silver medalist. A season best for Pal. Sued on your screen there has picked up the silver. Joyous scenes for India with the flag out. It's Gu who takes it with a season best. Sued, the youngest ever athlete to compete for Iraq at the Paralympics back in 2020 when she qualified. But for Gu, she adds to her silver last year in the Paralympics that takes the gold this time in the Worlds. 21 years of age, there is plenty of time as she hugs the bronze medalist Preeti Pal. On the left of the screen, the silver medalist Fatima Sued, but she's only 18. So a 21-year-old winning, an 18-year-old with the bronze medal, and Preeti Pal in the middle of them is only 25 herself.
Guo would have been very thankful to the target she had in Suayed. I mean, look at just how she came around that corner. But for me, it was just amazing to see Suayed take almost a second off her personal best. And this is what a world stage, an excellent competition is going to do. I mean, just look at this finish. Look at the determination, both from Pal and Suayed. This is why we want to see more high-quality competitions like this. This is why we want to see this competition taken around the world, so you give athletes like Preeti Pal a chance. But ultimately, this is the level of competition that we want, because this is what brings out the best in all of these athletes.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Youth is winning out. Season best time for Gu, 29.50. Lifetime best for Fatima Sued of Iraq with the silver medalist. Season best for Preeti Pal of India. The host nation pick up a bronze. Season best for Runetska, Kolobova and Westling, 5th and 6th.
Famous result for Iraq, unless I'm great mistaken, that is the first ever female track medal for them at a World Para Athletics Championships. Men's high jump T47, that is a brilliant effort to fly over for Ilgaz to stay in, and this is really heating up. Pure delight. Well, he's cleared 7 in a row, and that is a new European record for Ilgaz at 2:08. Nishad Kumar has joined the party. He clears 2:06. Townsend went over at 2:03, but has missed at 2:06 and will step up to 2:08. So Ilgaz, 4th in Paris. He leads, having cleared 2:08. Kumar over 2:06. Townsend with that miss at 2:06. But going on to 2:08. The rest are out. We're down to the last 3. Nishad Kumar, the Asian Games champion. Silver in the last 2 World Championships. Bronze in Dubai before that, 2019. Silver in the last 2 Paralympic Games. Kumar looking for a bit of silence. He's trying not to be distracted by whatever commotion may be happening around the stadium. So Kumar coming along. His first attempt at 2:08, and he is clear! Nishad Kumar! 1 centimetre off his lifetime best. Great home support for the jumper from India. He's fighting for this gold big time. Against the greatest. Look at the gap as well. It is a major gap. He got his way over the top, and he made it work. Boy, did he make it work. Well, that was extraordinarily good. So now Roderick Townsend will be the next to go. He has had his miss at 2:06, but he cleared 2:03. That's where he entered the competition. Missed 2:06, missed 2:08. And now the defending champion's in big trouble because he's only got 1 miss left. Ilgaz clear at 2:08, Kumar clear at 2:08. Neither's had a miss yet, so they're jointly in the gold medal position. He's only got one chance left. He missed at 2:06, he missed at 2:08, that's 2 misses. And he is in serious trouble. He's taken this title at the last 3 Paralympic Games, at the last 5 World Championships. He's a 9-time global champion, long jump in 2016 as well in Rio. 2:16 his world record, 2:06 his season's best. This is 2:08. And it's all down to this jump for Roderick Townsend to stay in the competition. Huge moment for the champion. Townsend for survival. He has been dethroned. Roderick Townsend isn't winning gold today. It's bronze for the legendary American. He brushed it just with his calf. And the king has fallen. Townsend gets the bronze, and the gold is going either to India or Turkey. Well, that's astounding. Townsend, who's been helping out coaching with Ezra Freck, who also missed out here in the high jump this week. So the title is either going to go to Nishad Kumar or Abdullah Ilgaz, who are both moving to 2:10, and Steph, that's absolutely incredible.
It's really interesting to look at the scorecard. You see that Roderick Townsend didn't actually come in until 2:03. I mean, that is a long time to wait. And then looking at Ilgaz right now, he's the athlete with the most jumps in his legs. You can see that he has that strapping, but clearly his strategy of, getting those jumps and getting that rhythm has been working for him. But the thing is, when it gets to the higher jumps at the end, it does mean that Ilgaz is going to have less energy potentially. But this is the way that it works in the high jump. You have to gauge it. You have to figure out, okay, how am I going to get to the end of this competition in a place that's safe, but also with enough to still compete at these higher heights? I mean, we're already getting into 2:10. This is pushing the barrier for both of these athletes. And technically at the moment, they could just walk away and say, hey, we're going to share the medal, but it doesn't look like either of them are interested in that at this point.
Well, Tamberi and Bashim both did it famously at the Olympic Games. And if they both miss at the same height, then that is what could happen. Just park that at the back of your mind right now. Nishad Kumar's lifetime best is 2:09. Ilgaz, with that European record 2:08, has added 10 centimeters onto his lifetime best tonight. 2:10, first attempt, gold medal on the line. Ilgaz going, he's knocked it. Wonder if the limit is reached here. That is his first miss of this long final.
One of the things I love about high jump, just watch that technique there. So it's called the Fosbury flop, and the high jump is this really cool event where you can essentially use physics to cheat gravity. So the reason that they're doing that interesting motion is because it actually ends up lowering their center of mass. So their center of mass is traveling below the bar while they're clearing it. Basically, it just means that you can jump higher than what you should be able to. And it's part of the reason why you want to see that fantastic head flick back. Unfortunately for Townsend, when we watched him, so disappointing because he had the height. He just had it in the wrong spot. His hips were clear. But you just get a sense of how all of these things have to come together perfectly for the high jump. You saw just before that jump, Ilgaz was adjusting that runway again to make sure that his high point was over the right part of the bar.
Nishad Kumar from Himachal Pradesh, from Amb there. The 3-time World Championship medalist, the 2-time Paralympic silver medalist. 2 silvers and a bronze at the Worlds, 4 silvers and a bronze at Global Championships. This is the chance of his life. He has gone higher more regularly than Ilgaz. He's been a 2-meter man for a long time. Ilgaz is only a 2-meter man tonight, officially anyway. Certainly in para competition. This is the first attempt for Kumar at 2:10. Here he comes, big support across the stadium. He's made it! Oh, he's made it! Nishad Kumar clears 2:10 for an Asian record. What a leap! And with a margin too.
I mean, that was a massive margin. I cannot believe he's still jumping with those sunglasses on. That is the second time they have fallen off, but it doesn't matter. This is already becoming reminiscent of some of those amazing evenings that we've seen where the Indian fans are staying to watch the field events, where their athletes are on top, and this is going to be no different. Again, this is what happens when you're jumping and it's in a home nation and you are feeling it. These athletes are stepping up.
Absolutely magnificent. So, a European record for Ilgaz, 2:08, but a miss at 2:10. So even if he clears here, he's still in the silver medal position. That is the first breakthrough here. And that's an Asian record for Nishad Kumar. Remember being in a stadium about 10 years ago to see the ultimate Asian record broken by Barshim. You remember that, sir?
Mutaz Barshim.
In a throne.
Glory days.
Ilgaz then to stay on Kumar's heels. Oh dear. Well, that went down with the shoulder. He was a long way away from that. And the breakthrough has finally come. Only one attempt left for Ilgaz and it can be over.
You could just see that attempt was nowhere close to the first one, and to be fair, he's already jumped absolutely out of his skin already this evening, but he has taken more jumps at the moment than Kumar. He's not as fresh, and now he's trying to attack heights well above his personal best. It's going to be tough for him to get it on this third one.
Yeah, he was well off it at the end. And suddenly, one more attempt, and that may be it. Ilgaz has gone well beyond his para-athletics lifetime best, there's no doubt about it. He may have gone beyond 2 meters in other competition, but it's not anything that we believe has been recorded by World Athletics, so if it's happened in small competitions. So Nishad Kumar clearing 2:10, Asian record. And Ilgaz, oh, he's skipping it. He is skipping it. So his next attempt will be his only attempt at 2:12 to try and overtake Kumar. And that's the only way he can do it now. Try and get a clearance with his lone shot at 2:12 and hope that Kumar doesn't do it. And it's a gambit. It's a big one. But at this stage, you've got to do it, haven't you?
Yeah, you may as well. I mean, Ilgaz is going to gain absolutely nothing from clearing 2:10 at the moment. Even if he cleared it, he would still be in second position behind Kumar. And so, of course, you may as well take the risk, go to 2:12. You have absolutely nothing to lose at this point and everything to gain.
Kumar can relax. And there's one attempt left in this from Ilgaz, which will come in a moment. There's a track final coming, but that can wait, because it's about this man right now and whether he can get above Kumar to clear 2:12. The situation he has right now, we're going to have a 400 meters final, and the athlete in lane 9 will affect his run-up. So does that mean he waits until after the final, or is it a shorter run-up? I suspect the latter. Schedules are schedules. Well, he's walking back out onto the track. And I think he's going to be allowed go close to lane 9. Yes, he's going to continue. So, this attempt coming in this high jump final.
Common sense.
Yep, absolutely agree. And if he gets it, high jump continues after the track final. But this is it. 2 misses at 2:10. Ilgaz has only 1 shot at 2 meters 12. If he gets it, we go on. If he doesn't, India has a new world champion. Ilgaz, 2:12 to stay alive. He's missed it. It's silver for Ilgaz. It's gold for India. And Nish Kumar has the last laugh. It's a gold for India. Ilgaz gets the silver. Roderick Townsend, dethroned, gets the bronze.
And do you know who the first person to go over to Kumar was then? Roderick Townsend.
The king is dead. Long live the king. Ilgaz trying to keep alive. He's had the night of his life. He's broken the European record 4 times. Kumar breaking the Asian record to get the gold. He can try and break it again if he likes. He's only 6 centimeters off Townsend's world record. But as it stands, Nishant Kumar is the new world champion. What a contest. What a final this looks like being. The women's 400 meters T53, featuring the woman who was 4 from 4 for golds this week, Catherine de Brunner. Hamide Degagnon, a really fast 100 meters in claiming silver last night, bronze in the 8. Jessica Cooper-Lewis, the Pan Am champion over 100 meters, 4 Pan Am golds, and a World Championship bronze in 2015. Jessica Cooper-Lewis for Bermuda in 9. In lane 8, 4 golds this week, just like the Paris World Championships 2 years ago. 5 golds at the Paralympic Games last year, trying to emulate it. Catherine de Brunner for Switzerland in 8. In lane 7 for China, silver in the 8, bronze in the 1 here. She is the defending world champion from last year. She's the former Paralympic champion from London 2012, Zhao Hongjuan of China. In lane 6 for Turkey, silver in the 1, bronze in the 8 here. 9 world championship medals, 2 silver, 7 bronze. 4-time European champion. Only the 3rd T53 below 16 seconds in 100 meters history last night. Hamide Degagnon, she's in 6. In lane 5 for China, the former 100 meters Paralympic champion, Guo Fang. In lane 4 for New Zealand, 4th in the 800 meters final here, 6th in the 1 on a championship debut based in Christchurch. It's Sarah James. And also a championship debut in lane 3, 7th in the 100 meters final for Armenia, Gohar Navatarthia. Catherine de Brunner with the world record, with the championship record from 2 years ago in Paris. Navatarthia in 3, James 4, Gao 5, Degagnon 6, Zhao 7, de Brunner 8, Lewis 9. Final of the women's 400 meters T53. They're away now. All eyes on Catherine de Brunner, surely, to see if she can make it 5 out of 5. And she's overtaking Jessica Cooper-Lewis already. She's steaming away. What does Zhao have? She's being overtaken by Degagnon, de Brunner's training partner, moving up well in 6. And at the moment, it's the same 1-2 as we saw earlier in the week in the 100 meters. It's de Brunner in front. It's Degagnon in 2nd place. Zhao trying to keep up in 3rd. Gao Fang also looking to make a move. But it's a scintillating burst by Catherine de Brunner. She's well clear. It's Degagnon in 2nd place. It's Zhao in 3rd. But Catherine de Brunner is on the way for Switzerland. 5 golds at the Paralympics last year. 5 from 5 here. No more worlds left to conquer. She's got the clean sweep. Catherine de Brunner the gold. Degagnon the silver. Zhao the bronze. Unbeatable. Catherine de Brunner does it again. Her 10th World Championship title, her 16th global gold. She came here for 5 golds and she's won them all. 50.58. A brilliant winning time. Her world record as a T53 is actually faster than the T54 world record for Tatiana McFadden. De Gagnon with the lifetime best in 2nd. Zhao 3. And Gao Fang 4. But Catherine de Brunner, another scintillating, perfect race. She has gone 50.16 in a championship before in Paris 2 years back. But there's no ghost in the system here for her. She's turned, as a full-time athlete, into the ultimate winner.
I think it's just 2 words here at the moment, and that is total dominance. I mean, as an athlete, to be that competent across so many different disciplines. Actually, competent isn't even fair. I mean, she's beyond competent. She's world class across all of those disciplines. It is such different skill sets that you need to win everything from the 100 to the 400 to the 800, 15 and 5,000. I mean, you have to have that start, that power off the line, the acceleration, the speed endurance, the tactics, and she just has it all. And as you said, Will, this is not necessarily an athlete who came out and smashed it from the start. Again, this is an athlete who had to work and find her way and try different things, try different coaches, try different lifestyles, from working part-time to go back to being an athlete part-time. And to think that if Catherine de Brunner herself were a country, she would currently be ranked 9th in terms of the medal standing. That is how good she is. And just a reminder to all the athletes watching that it is okay if it takes time to work it out and keep going.
She's 30 years old now, Catherine de Brunner, and she stepped away from the sport after Rio 2016, where she finished 7th in the 400 meters. That was her best results. Came back into the sport part-time, went full-time after 2021 and the delayed Tokyo Paralympic Games. New coach Joanna Moll said, go full-time. You never know, life could change. It has. For her and everybody she competes against. Catherine de Brunner does it again. Nishan Kumar, 2:14. Oh, he's done it again! It's another Asian record, and he's inching closer to the world record. He's only 2 centimeters away. Nishan Kumar with a magnificent leap. It's India gold, and it's just getting better and better.
I mean, that is absolutely textbook when it comes to Fosbury flop. Again, this is one of those events where you can use your biomechanics to cheat physics. Once again, he's lost his sunglasses. I mean, it must just be his lucky thing. One of the officials came over after to give it to them. But the thing is, not only does he get the height, it's his ability to curl his body around that bar. And my goodness, he had room. There was room there. I don't think he's stopping anytime soon.
Nish Kumar climbing 2:14. Great references to the great Dick Fosbury there, by the way. Mexico 68, he brought that in. Nobody tried it before. Means we're getting so many world records now. The glasses go, they'll return. Mr. Cool has won it, and he's not done yet. There's a world record attempt coming surely. What a night. And the night for Nisha Kumar is still young. They're going to go up. He's going to go for a world record next of 2:18. It's the night of his life for the new world champion, for the Asian Games champion. Tanzan's world record 2:16 from Paris, the Stade Charlotte 2 years ago. And Nishad Kumar is going to give this a really good go. And why not? .209 was his lifetime best going into tonight. He has added 5 centimetres onto it, and he wants 4 more. They're royally entertained there. Dick Fosbury passed away a couple of years ago. He'd be loving this.
I speak a lot about physics when it comes to field events, but it's one of the things that you have to take into consideration, and it's no surprise that Mr. Fosbury himself was an engineer, the same one who came up with this new technique.
Some people you meet in life, that's an absolute pleasure to. I did in Daegu at the World Athletics Championships 15 years ago. Our old mate Pierce O'Callaghan was his agent for a while. The final of the women's 400 metres, T54, the fastest wheelchair racers around. And it's a clash of the 800 metres world champion Leah Bayakula and the 100 metres world champion Noemi Alphonse of Mauritius. Starting off in lane 9, another Mauritian, 7th in the 100 metres final here, 4th last year, mind you, in Kobe, Brandy Perrine. In lane 8, for Belgium, the new 800 metres world champion, gold at the Paralympics and the 1 and the 4 for Leah Bayakula. In lane 7 for the United States, the Pan Am champion in the 1, the 4 and the 15. 4th in the 100 metres final here for Hannah Diederik. In lane 6 for Great Britain, her first global medals. Bronzes in the 8 and the 1500 metres final here for Mel Woods. In lane 5 for China, the defending 400 metres world champion Zhao Jiaquan. 3 medals here, 2 silvers and a bronze. In lane 4 for Mauritius, her country's first para-athletics world medalist, then their first world champion, then their first back-to-back world champion. It's Noemi Alphonse. In lane 3 for Turkey, the reigning 100 metres European champion, silver in the 1 here, gold in the 4x4 in London 2017, Zubeda Subarageci. And in lane 2 for Argentina, the Pan Am silver medalist in the 100 metres, Lucia Montenegro. Brilliant field. It is open. Leah Bayakula setting a new championship record in the semi-final. 400s outside Tatjana McFadden's world record from May. Montenegro 2, Subarageci 3, Alphonse 4, Zhao 5, Woods 6, Diederik 7, Bayakula 8, Perrine 9. The final of the women's 400 metres, T54, will be delayed.
No, there's going to be a green card here. There was a noise like a gun. And in lane 5 there, Zhu thought it was the gun. And she went. And I can understand why, because it sounded just like the actual gun itself.
Why wouldn't you? It's what you're expecting to hear. So they'll resettle and reset. Montenegro, Subarageci, Alphonse, Zhao, Woods, Diederik, Bayakula, Perrine. 8 for glory, women's 400, T54 final. They're away, so Bayakula in the second from outside lane, certainly worth watching, and Alphonse in 4 as well, potentially. And what about Zhao in 5, and Woods in 6. Bayakula starting well, just lost a bit of grip in the 100 metres final last night. That opened the door for Alphonse to get the glory. Bayakula on the way, the 800 metres world champion, trying to put last night's disappointment behind her. She certainly did that in the semi-final. Zhao moving up well for China in lane 5. She's overtaken Woods on her outside. Still potential for a medal for her there. And Diederik as well for the United States going good. But it's Bayakula straightening up into the closing straight. She's well out in front. Diederik in second place. She's got one thought in her mind, and it's not the gold medal now, but to smash the world record. 50.46 is that time. She's the champion anyway, she's taken it. And I think Zhao has moved up to get the silver medal, just ahead of Diederik. It's a second World title this week for Leia Bayakula. A brilliant display. Zhao with a lifetime best takes the silver medal, and Diederik gets the bronze. Her first global medal after 3 fourth places. Bayakula put so much into it. 50.50 this morning to win the semi-final in a startling time. That was a championship record. She has her second gold medal, and this Leia remains queen.
Bayakula may not have won the 100-meter final earlier this week. However, she certainly had the fastest 100-meter split in that race. And when it comes to a wheelchair 400 meters, it is all about who can get up to their top speed first. How much of this 400-meter race can you spend at or near your top end speed? And she certainly is the one who won in that terms. Absolutely flying. When it comes to a 400, you're probably hitting your top end speed around 150, and then it is just a question of hanging on to it. They don't quite have that same exhaustion towards the end, the same sort of physiology. So you can still see even there, she is powering on the way through. But for me, she won that race with that dominant display in that first 100 meters.
From the Royal White Star Athletics Club, great historic multi-sports club too, and Red Velvet Racing, she takes the gold medal for Belgium. Zhao the silver, and Diederik, what a night for her. Now based in Champaign, Illinois, grew up in Meaden, Washington. The 8-time World Junior Champion takes her first global medal. Leia Bayakula, fantastic victory. 50.99. A brilliant time. I mean, you think about what she's done today, you think about what this man has done today. Nishad Kumar, Asian record, 2 meters 14, the new world champion for India in India. And now, a world record is target. 2 meters 18. He's taken the title away from Roderick Townsend, and this to do the same with the world and championship records. An immense night. New heights for Kumar. Where does it end? Four global silvers previously and 1 bronze. One night he'll always remember. Kumar for history. History can wait. Luckily for him, he didn't break the plane. So now coming up, just a little case of history repeating. Actually checked his run really well. He had momentum, but he didn't allow it to bring him onto the mat. Time is on his side. Here he comes, Nishad Kumar. There he went, under the bar. He'll have 2 more attempts, but the way he checked his run previously, and the way he did there, a bit of recalculation needed.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. He's got a lot of jumps in his leg at the moment. You can see there's a lot of strapping on those legs. Something not quite right with that runway. But he's got a little bit of time. It's just him left in the competition right now. He's got some time to hopefully sort that out.
On we go. Another great final coming. The men's long jump T64. That means the great Marcus Reim, the 8-time European, 9-time world, 6-time Paralympic champion and the world record holder, 8:72. But also a world gold for Jared Wallace in the 200 meters twice over. He's had a couple of Pan Am crowns on the track. But this man is not so much the numero uno in this, but the numerines. Marcus Reim aiming for a 24th major championship title tonight. Pan Am gold, world and Paralympic bronze before for Trenton Merrill of the United States. For France, European, world and Paralympic silver for Dimitri Pavad. Silver in Tokyo 4 years ago. Next up for the United States, Pan Am and world champion formerly, bronze in Paris last year at the Paralympic Games, it's Jared Wallace. Next up, neutral athlete, silver in the 4x1 in the 2016 Euros in Grosseto. This is a departure for Petr Mikhailov in this competition only. Next up, fourth in the javelin here. Silver in the high jump and the long jump in last year's Worlds in Kobe, Derek Loxodent. And finally, he must have been royally entertained watching the high jump. Can India do something sensational in the long jump with the Asian Games champion, Saliraj Dharmaraj? He's 6'97", mind you, so he can dream. But the crowd's been wonderfully entertained tonight, Steph, and here's another man who can do exactly that time after time, year after year, and every time you see him compete, you think, something special coming?
So many people flock to watch Marcus Reim jump because they know there's a very good chance he could set a world record, possibly even jump out of that pit, and right now everybody has stayed to watch this man jump.
The spotlight moves to Rein in a moment, but now it's all about Nishad Kumar. Asian record in the bag, 2:14, gold medal on the way around the neck. Aborted the first attempt at 2:18, twice really. He still has 2 attempts to go. And this is where so much attention is on him. 26 years old only, by the way. Kumar coming, 2:18, world record attempt. Oh, that's not far away. That's not far away.
You know, that wasn't bad, and part of me wonders if perhaps has he added a step or two to his run-up? Maybe that's why he was checking it before, but again, just like the long jump, that speed coming in, so important. He looked so out of sorts in that first attempt, and yet this one, so close. I do wonder if he made a change, just knowing, okay, this is higher than I've ever jumped before, I've got to bring in more speed.
He wasn't far off it at all.
Penultimate track event of the evening, women's 100 metres T12, ST medium visual impairment category. Current world champion Della Cruz failed to qualify out of the semi-finals for this. And there is no Amara Duran, the Paralympic champion. There is, though, Alejandra Perez. Silver in the 200, bronze in the 400 in 2024 and 2020. Twin sister of Linda, the Tokyo 2020 T11 gold medalist who's at these championships as well. She'll be the 200 metre heats in the morning. Simran, who equalled her lifetime best in her heat, 200 metres gold in Kobe last year. She was 4th in this event in the Paralympic Games in Paris. In lane 5, China's Liang Lianfen, bronze medalist back in Tokyo 2020. She's the reigning Asian Para Games champion in the 100 metres. And Nagore Falgado, bronze medalist in 2023 in Paris. She's the reigning European champion. She's had a lifetime best in her heat. She's in lane 7. All 4 athletes with guides T12 is not compulsory for a guide, but they've all elected to run with the guide in this 100 metres
On
race.
your marks.
It is all happening for India this evening. In the field, can it happen? On the track for that lady there, Simran. You see that tether applied? 50 centimetres across. Has to remain attached between the guide and the athlete all the way through. Guide must allow the athlete to cross the line first for it to be legal. So we're set to go in the women's 100 metres T12 final.
Set.
And they jump, and Simran gets away to a pretty good start, as does Liang Yang Fen next to her, but it's Simran who's out in front. Can she hold on? It's Simran across the line. Simran's going to win it for India. She does that. It is gold for India in the women's 100 metres T12. I think Liang Yang Fen picked up the silver. Lifetime best of 11.95. She was 4th outside the medals at the Paralympic Games last year in Paris. She's gone even better this time. She's taken the gold, not just a bronze or a silver. 11.95 the time. Liang does pick up the silver medal for China in 12.11 seconds. But what a run there by Simran. Her guide, Umar Saifi, did ever so well. He let her down. She went across first. And it's a lifetime best for Nagore Folgado of Spain with a bronze medal in 3rd place. Well, you can hear the noise. It is absolutely electric here in the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium this evening. India are winning everything in the field and now on the track. Superb pictures. Well, these are what dreams are made of. A moment for the guide there, by the way, Umar Saifi. He was absolutely splendid in the way they ran down the track, the synchronicity, and he just lets her go before the line. Just watch this. They're running hip and hip. Absolutely perfect. If you watch their legs there, both going at exactly the same time. He's slightly in front, but then just watch, he pulls up, he lets her go across, and Liang just gets there for the silver. But there's no issue at all. That is how a guide and athlete work together. So much goes into the training, so much goes into the preparation, and this is the end reward. It's gold for India in Simran. Trying to pick up a silver medal through Liang Yan Fen. And what about that for Folgado of Spain?
Kumar, his last attempt at the world record, 2:18. Inspired surely for the past few seconds from Simran. History for her, history for him. He can bring it to a new height. This is it, world record stab. Not quite, but it's a night Nisha Kumar will remember for a very, very long time indeed. He and Simran are world champions. Magnificent.
The thing with the high jump is that it is always going to end on a failure. That is the nature of the sport. However, I can't imagine he feels like that at all. What an amazing achievement. I mean, to jump your best and take the title at your home games. This is exactly the reason why we love seeing this championship go all around the world, giving athletes a chance to come to their hometowns and be declared heroes and inspire that next nation. This is what it looks like to take your chance, take your moment, and make the most of it.
He's done that big time. He's not the only one for India in the past quarter hour, half an hour. Magnificent night as well for the silver medalist in this for Turkey as he gets the result of his life as well with a new European record. He came close to it, I have to say, that world record. Maybe it's just around the corner, but Nishat Kumar, astounding. He's added 5 centimeters to his lifetime best. He had the mentality for it. He has the gold medal for it as well. And Roderick Townsend is dethroned. Take a bow, you've deserved it.
Well, Pardeep Kumar is currently third in the men's discus throw F64 final, so there may be more joy for India in the field as we go through the course of the evening. Nash coming to a conclusion as well.
He's every right to celebrate. He's been waiting for this for a long time. He's been competing for almost a decade, and he's been doing brilliantly to get onto podiums time and again, year after year, but this is the top step. This is what it's all about, and doing it in front of your home fans in New Delhi. He's not the only one who can say that tonight. How about this from Simran?
Brilliant running from Simran. It was disappointment for her when she just missed out on a medal at the Paralympic Games last year. She trains here in New Delhi. She's collected gold in New Delhi. What wonderful memories these will be. She'll look back on this fondly as she builds towards LA in 2028. Lifetime best, a goal for Simran. Yan Fan picks up the silver medal for China, and Nagor Folgado, lifetime best, 12.11. Perez Lopez also a lifetime best in 4th, just missing out on the medal. So there's 10 track finals in this evening session. This is 10 of 10. Men's 100 metres, T11. There is your start list. It is going to be an absolute belter. It has the Paralympic champion and the world champion. Complete visual impairment category. Guide is compulsory. Marcel Berger, semi-finalist in Paris last year. Lifetime best in his semi-final. He goes with Alexander Kosnikov, his guide, in lane number 1. Paralympic champion, Athanasios Gavalas. 2-time Paralympic champion, he's also the European champion, and he won gold in Paris back in 2023. He was disqualified in last year's World Championship final after a tether violation, so he'll be hoping for retribution and to get something back here. Hananai Shikongo, African record in his semi-final from Namibia. Bronze medalist back in 2016. And Dee Dong Dong, the reigning world champion who took bronze in Paris at the Paralympics last year, is also the Asian champion. 14 global medals for Dee. So we have the reigning world champion, Dee Dong Dong, in lane number 7, up against Athanasios Gavalas, the Paralympic champion, in the white vest there of Greece in lane 3. It has been a fantastic Friday here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in New Delhi. Day 7, there are 2 days left to go. After this, it just keeps on getting better and better. So Berger in 1, Gavalas in 3, Shikongo in 5, and Dee in 7. The tethers are set, we are ready to go. Complete silence needed for the men's 100 metres T11 final.
Set.
They jump well. Dee Dong Dong got away fast out in lane number 7, but it is Gavalas, the Paralympic champion. But here comes Shikongo. Can Shikongo get him on the line? He can't. Gavalas wins it. Shikongo with a silver medal. He needed about 5 more metres, and he may well have got there. I think Dee's coming in 3rd position, 10.96. He's just outside his own championship record. He holds the world record as well. Shikongo does get the silver medal. It's a new African record. He broke it in the semi-final. He's broken it again here in the final. Dee takes a season best 11.11 for a bronze medal for him, with Berger shortly behind, only by 2/100ths of a second. That was a fast race. 0.17 of a record of a second separating all 4 athletes. Well, Gavalas adds to his Paralympic title. He won the gold back in 2023. He has regained it now after a disqualification in the final last year. But what about that man you just saw, Shikongo? An African record in the semi-final, an African record in the final. Gavalas is the winner. It has been an unbelievable day on both the track and the field. World records, championship records, lifetime best, area records, season bests. It has all been happening. .17 of a second separating all 4 runners.
I mean, this really is a team event. It is hard enough as a 100-meter sprinter to organize your limbs and get all of your phases right. I mean, imagine doing that with a whole other person. And the thing that I was really impressed with here from Gavalas was just that perfectly timed dip. You know, at some point, his guide has turned to him just to give him the information to say, look, the line is coming up. You're really, really close to Shikongo right now. You're going to have to dip and get this perfect. And I'm so pleased that both the athlete and the guide are going to be getting a medal, because it certainly is deserved.
Well, after the disappointment of last year, Gavalas has came back and has regained the gold he won in 2023. Gavalas takes a 10.96 African record for Shikongo, as he did in the semi-final. He's broken it again here. Dee Dong Dong with the bronze medal and a season best, and Bertiga, despite finishing outside the medals in 4th, a lifetime best of 11.13 for him. Super running all round.
Back into the long jump, it is developing. Marcus Rame in control, 8.38 in the opening round, and looking good for it. Mikhailov, the neutral athlete, 7.17 lifetime best in the opening round to go into 3rd position. He's only previously been in the European Championships 9 years ago, silver in the 4x1 relay. 7.13 is not an improvement. Derek Loxodent in 2nd, America's record 8.16, and Rame adding 5 centimeters in the 2nd round for a new championship record. 7 in it, and Solaraj Dharmaraj actually had his 1st round attempt moments after Simran's win and Nishant Kumar's world record attempt, and he missed it. Too exciting. Derek Loxodent, 4th in the javelin here, silver in the high jump and the long jump in the Worlds in Kobe a year ago. The man from Oklahoma City, and silver in those 2 as well at the Paralympics in Paris. A big breakthrough. America's record 8.16. He's not that far off. Rame right now. Loxodent looking to push it. It's beyond 8 meters. It's a white flag. Potential.
I mean, if there was a multi-event going on in para-athletics, I think Loxodent would be my pick. He can do everything. He can sprint, he can throw, he can jump. Just such a multi-talented athlete, and that's what you need for long jump. You have to have the agility, you have to have the strength and the speed.
He's gone way out beyond 8 meters. 8.16 for an America's record in the 1st round, and he's extended the America's record now. 8 meters 21, and he's only 22 down on Rame. Brilliant leaping by Loxodin, and this is Soliraj Dharmaraj, and this is an event to keep the crowds here. Remember, it was supposed to be on last night, but the major thunderstorm that held play up for about an hour and a quarter here means it's on tonight. So you get a T64 long jump bonus. Dharmaraj then, his second attempt. He's a 697 man, and if you were to get that, match it, come within 11 centimeters of it, that would be fourth right now. Let's see if he can do it. The young Indian jumper going out towards 7 meters, and that is a white flag.
I think at the beginning, when everyone saw Marcus Rem jumping those huge totals, some people thought, oh, we're never going to catch him again. But what other athletes are doing is saying, actually, he's pointing the way. He's showing us how to do it. And you can see at the moment, a lot of the athletes jumping on this new upgrade to the blade. Sometimes they have ones that are optimized for sprinting. This is one for taking off.
He's done it. 689 is a new Asian record. And he goes fourth. Brilliant effort.
Just very quickly as well, in the men's discus throw F64 final, Kat Nusic of Croatia, who took silver last year in the Worlds, has won the gold medal with a season best 55.12. Max Rowan of the USA, season best with a silver 59.2. And Pardeep Kumar, India, picked up another medal, 46.23, a bronze medal for India there with a season best in the men's discus throw F64 final, which is just about finished now.
Remember, there is a separate fields feed organised by our host broadcasters at Indian Television. It's available depending what territory you're in. Have a look for it, you should be able to find it. Marcus Rem trying to find another gold here. 9-time world champion. 7 in the long jump. 7 in a row in the long jump. 8:43 championship record in the second round. 8:72 is world record from 2 years ago in Reda in Germany. Can he push it here again? Sails beyond 8 meters. It's big. It's a white flag for Marcus Rem.
I mean, there is no better demonstration right now of projectile motion than Marcus Rem. And projectile motion being when an object gets launched. In this case, it's Marcus himself. The only forces acting on him are gravity. And look, gravity's always going to win, but when he is up there and he is just flying, the reason for that is because he is so fast and converts so much of that speed when he takes off. It's not that the limb is magic, it is that he is unbelievably strong.
8:28, which in itself would be enough to lead, but not enough to extend. So next up for the United States, Trenton Merrill, who's down a bit now in 7th spot. 660 is best, a miss in the second round. Merrill looking to hit the board right, go beyond 7 meters. He's got both right, I think.
You can see all of the athletes in this T64 category choosing to take off of their blades. Sometimes it's simply because that's just the side that is dominant, but sometimes it is a choice because athletes find it easier to do the penultimate step, which is the step before the takeoff that sets off the jump off of a biological leg as opposed to their blade, because you don't have the same kind of touch and proprioception through that blade.
The former Pan Am champion got the pace right. It certainly looks an improvement from the 660 in the opening round, visually anyway. Originally from California, Laguna Niguel. 7:24. How about that? Goes into the bronze medal position. Big time. Dmitry Pavad looking to recover then. He is a 7.5 meter jumper this year, 4th in this in the Paralympic Games in Paris, having won silver in the previous Paris in Tokyo. European and world silver previously. Can he go beyond 7 meters here? It's a different style. The legs waving in the air, but that's got him forward and he gets the white flag.
As soon as an athlete has taken off, all of the work for the jump is done. You can add nothing in the air to that total. But the style that Pavad uses, that's simply to help him fight those rotational forces. So just watch. Look at the leg action there. As soon as he takes off, gravity is essentially trying to pull him forward. And if he hadn't done that, he would end up with, well, a face full of sand. So everything that you do in the air is just to maximize your flight time and help you to stay airborne for as long as possible. Keep that center of mass up for as long as you can.
The battle for the medals is on because Pavad is only 2 centimeters off bronze now. And Trenton Merrill. Jared Wallace finds himself in 7th spot now of this 7. Bronze in Paris in the long jump. Bronze in the 2 in Tokyo before that. The twice 200 meters world champion, the twice Pan Am 100 meters champion. From Athens, Georgia. The Hayo, same home city as Oriem. Can he be shiny and happy after it? Beyond 7. But I'm afraid, like much of their later music, a little morose on this occasion.
Back in Wallace's early career, he started off primarily as a sprinter, and then for the past few years, he'd been focusing on long jump as a bit of a new venture, something to help keep him excited and motivated. However, this year, he has gone back to 100-meter sprinting. Oh, you just get a sense there of how close it was for him on the board. But he's gone back to sprinting this year and set a new personal best. So I really, really do hope he finds his mark on that runway, because who knows, with that added speed and all of that long jump technique he has behind him, he is at his best a 7 meters 95 jumper, 8-meter barrier, definitely well within his capabilities.
Well, they want to be leaving New Delhi with something. The men's shot put F46 final is ongoing at the moment as well. Greg Stewart, by the way, leads that, the Paralympic champion. Is in first position after 3 attempts. Josh Sinimo second. Bakovic in third for Croatia.
Mikhailo's fallen out of the medals. He's down to 5th now. He's losing his position. 7:17 is best. Needs to improve. Needs the white flag. Gets it. Met it well on the board. Can he get a little bit beyond?
You can see there a very different technique from Mikhailov when he is in the air. And again, there is no right or wrong technique. All that matters is that you keep yourself centered.
Moving on up, he's up to 3rd. Lifetime best, 7:34. It is a big fight for the bronze medal, and potentially one for the gold as well.
And there have been some questions and some chat in the past about whether or not these blades give the athletes an advantage, particularly when it comes to Marcus Rem and the heights that he is jumping. And we can talk more about this in just a little bit, but interestingly, the numbers that I've found in it suggest that the blades that the athletes are jumping on return about 95% of the energy that is put back into them. However, a human foot returns 241% of the energy put back into that. So that just, you know, make your own conclusions, but that is what the science says.
Derek locks it in with the new America's record of 8:21. His lifetime best 8:22, but that's in general World Athletics competition against non-para athletes, if you like. He wouldn't mind a repeat of that though now. Can he get closer to Rame? For now, not quite. He gets the white flag though.
Oh, what a shame that one was, because that run-up looked absolutely amazing. I'm not quite sure what went wrong there, but sometimes when an athlete takes off, you just kind of know that you're not in the right position. And when it comes to these blades, there is what I would call a sweet spot on them. There is a point on the blade where if you can hit it in that in that position, that's where you get the biggest kickback from it. And perhaps he just knew, I'm not quite on that. I'm just going to abort this jump.
6:02. Something he would wish to discuss. He's pushing it, just didn't have the rhythm right on the takeoff. Damaraj, new Asian record of 6:89. That's what we have on our system. It's not showing up on yours. It's been a great night for India. Can he improve it with another lifetime best? It's gone out towards 7 meters, but I think that's an obvious red flag. Just gone beyond the line. That would have been treading right through the plasticine in the old days.
That was a very good looking jump there from Damaraj. You can just see he's really getting the hang of nailing that long jump technique in terms of getting the height and then being patient in the air. He's generating quite a lot of height off of that board, and he knows it himself. That was a good one. So we're getting halfway through the competition now. This is about the time to have a discussion with his coach about that runway. Just one valid jump so far. He may need to meet that. He may need to move that mark back a foot or two.
Halfway then in the men's long jump T64 final, which means a bit of a break. They'll recalibrate and send them out again in a different order. We still have quite a few other field events happening around the stadium that have been in progress. At the moment in this, Marcus Raymond's leading only by 22 centimeters from Derek Luxeden. Peter Mikhailov third, 7:34. Merrill fourth, 7:24. Pavad fifth, 7:22. So it'll take a while for this long jump to resume. Hit the halfway point. I mean, yesterday it was a break of an hour. It won't be as long as that, but yeah, there's still a few things happening around the stadium.
Well, let's give an update on this, shall we? Men's shot put F46 final. Greg Stewart laughing away on the right of screen there. The two-time Paralympic champion, 39 years of age from British Columbia, and he leads at the end of the fourth round, 16:68, the season best mark for him. Josh Sinemo, who's the F46 world record and championship record holder, is currently in second position, 60 centimeters shy of Stewart, and Luka Bakovic of Croatia is in third, the man who took bronze at the Paralympic Games last year in Paris and in Kobe. Here is Wei En Long. He was the champion back in 2017 in London, and that's out over the 14-meter mark. He has a season best of 14:08. His lifetime best is 15.80. His best so far. .14:32. So not an improvement on his previous attempt. So there are 8 athletes going at the moment. There are 2 participating, or 3 I should say, from India. What an evening it's been for them, all round. And here's one of them. So Parveen, who's currently in 8th position. He's on to his 5th attempt. We'll head back to that in a moment or two because we're heading back to the men's long jump T64 final. Here's Damaraj.
6:39 is best so far. He's in 7th spot, his 4th attempt. He's heading out towards 7 again. I doubt it's an improvement, but it is at the very least a white flag.
And the good news is he has gone back and been able to sort out that runway. The previous jump had been fantastic, but again, you don't get credit for any jumps that go beyond there. But what this means, at least, even if it's not better, he's now set himself up for success in those final 2 rounds, and he'll be able to have the confidence in that runway, knowing that it's set.
690, slight improvement there. Gripping stuff all over the stadium right now. Dmitry Pavad, it'll be his 6th attempt at 7:22. That was in the previous round. He has a bit of sprinting under his belt, not so much in recent years, but he picked up a bronze in the universal relay in the early days of it in the last Europeans, most recent one held 4 years ago in Bydgoszcz, 7:22. Only a dozen centimeters and he would get back into the medals, and that might be it. It's a white flag from Pavad. He's fighting.
Well, I'll be looking at the scoreboard for that one with interest. But if you are paying really close attention to this men's long jump final, you'll notice that Pavad is jumping on a blade that's a slightly different shape than the rest of the men.
7:36. He's only 2 centimeters away from it. He's in 4th.
Oh, this is getting close. But as you'll see, the blade from Pavad is a slightly different shape from some of the other blades that the men are jumping on. And you can get blades in all sorts of different shapes and stiffnesses. And the idea behind choosing your blade is that you have to pick something that works for your body. It has to match your biological leg as closely as possible. And so you can choose the shape, you can choose the stiffness. If you take a look at Trenton Merrill's right now, again, you'll see that it is a very different shape.
That was his 4th attempt, 7:24. He's got in the game now, finally. 7:34, his season's best. That's what Mikhailov is on right now. There's only 14 centimeters between 3rd and 6th. That's not an improvement. It's 7:13 for Merrill. He's close. Just look. Another, what, 15 centimeters, and that's bronze.
Just a quick update. Sachin Kalari, the world champion's about to go in the men's shot put F46 final.
So you're going to look there at the shapes, and the reason the shape is so important is because it's about the way that the blade works. So the way that it compresses depends on the way that it then gives back that energy towards you, and that has an impact on your rhythm, on your takeoff. And when you are a single-bladed athlete, the way that you know the blade works for you is if it matches your biological leg as closely as possible.
So in that men's shot put F46 final, Kalari is currently in 4th position. He's outside the medals at the moment by quite some distance. 80 centimeters he's got to make up.
Mikhailov's gone out to 7:34. He is 4 centimeters away from bronze right now, but he is in 5th, and that was a lifetime best. Can he push it even further? He's added a massive amount to what he's been able to do, and that's beyond 7 meters. It's looking around a similar mark. It's a white flag. 6:91 was his lifetime best coming into this.
I mean, this competition is really hotting up right now around that bronze medal position at just 4 centimeters, separating out places 3, 4, and 5.
I'm not sure it was up to his previous best mark. It's better than it. 7:36, and on count back, he goes ahead of Pavad. Second longest attempt from him, 2 centimeters further on than the Frenchman. Derek L'Occident, meanwhile, is hovering above that. He's got a different prize he's looking at. Right now, he is 22 centimeters behind Marcus Rome, the former college footballer headhunted by the great Joachim Cruz. Documentary about him as well there's been, called Steps. And he's taken a big one. Barely touched the board for me. It's a white flag.
Obviously, we know how important that runway is for the long jump. All of the energy for that jump is built up with that velocity. So kinetic energy equals 1/2 mass times velocity squared. That's basic physics right there. But the real question is, how much of that available energy can you convert at takeoff? You have this really, really small window right now, as you can see, to slam that blade down and generate as much force as possible and redirect all of that kinetic energy upwards.
788, Loxton doesn't improve. But what a couple of years he's had in this sport. One more attempt to go in this round. It is our leader. But Loxton is having a brilliant time of it. Claimed the silver medal in the last 3 global championships behind this man. And Marcus Rame is ready to go again. 8:43 in the second round. Each of his attempts so far would be good enough to lead. Rame looking for something bigger. Whizzes out. Again, it's just beyond 8 meters. Gets the white flag for it.
Just to put in perspective how good Marcus Rame is, his world record, 8 meters 72, would have won every single able-bodied world championships apart from 1991 when Mike Powell won with the able-bodied world record at 8 meters 95. And there was a time when Rame was trying to compete able-bodied. He won German Nationals 2014 and 2015, but he wasn't allowed to compete in 2015 at the World Championships because others complained that he had an advantage. And eventually he was removed from that team.
809 doesn't improve. The thing about Mike Powell's world record is it's actually lasted now a lot longer than Bob Beeman's one, but Beeman's is the one that everyone remembers because it's almost like science fiction. 890, it came right in the middle of Liz McColgan's 10,000 meters world title win in Tokyo. Here's Wallace. 2 decent tries, 2 misses. Third time might be a charm for him. Gets the white flag. I remember there was a reaction shot of Liz McColgan celebrating in the tunnel afterwards and her being told, "You won't believe what's happened during your race." Can Wallace believe what he's pulled out here? He's still in bronze, by the way.
Jared Wallace has really been working himself through this competition. Again, right there, you just get a sense of the kind of forces that are happening on that board and the way that it's throwing him forward. 7 meters 65. So he started this competition all the way down, struggling, getting fouls. And like I said, I was excited to see how his newfound speed was going to translate into big distances. He's now in 3rd position.
He was last. Leapt up to 3rd. That's why he's starting the rounds at the moment. Season's best 7.65 for Jared Wallace. Dharmaraj 690. He is 7th. Asian record for him. 3 lifetime bests at the moment. 1 an America's record from Loxton, the other the Asian record of this man. Can he extend it? Well, that's beyond 7 meters, but was it beyond the board? White flag goes up tentatively. He's got a chance here.
You can see Dharmaraj, he is getting really good height off that board. And the 2 things that matter the most for long jump is your velocity, but also your takeoff angle. And you want to get that perfect balance around about 20 degrees to get your distance into the board and getting just enough height to keep you in the air.
He's done it again, 7:08, another new Asian record. And he is the first from his continent to break the 7-meter barrier. He stays 7th, but it's history. And he's well supported. Dmitry Pavad had been in the medals. He's been matched by Mikhailov and taken over by the same token. Wallace is up at 7.65. He'll step off for the moment. Cone has been removed and he can go now. Pavard 7.49 this season, 7.59 all time. Needs to go beyond that. Needs an extra 7 centimeters on top of his lifetime best to get into bronze, ahead of Wallace. Pavard finished 4th in Paris last year at the Paralympics. Right now it's 5th. He's pushing a lot. He's gone beyond 7 meters. I think he will like that a lot. The chance is there. It's La Femme.
So at the moment, Jared Wallace is sitting in 3rd position at 7 meters 65, and we have seen this all the time throughout long jump competitions, this whole World Champs. Everything can change in these final rounds, and this is the reason why you have to stay on field events. You don't want to miss anything.
7.58. He goes up into 4th position. It's 1 centimeter off his lifetime best. And he is 7 centimeters off bronze. And he's got 1 attempt to go. Trenton Merrill, 7.24. A little bit off form tonight. Down in 6th place. Getting the pace going. That is going to be a red flag. He landed around 8 meters, but he took off way beyond, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you definitely don't need a replay on that one to know that that was a foul. And sometimes at this stage of the competition, this is when athletes know that you have to start letting loose. You have to start getting a little bit more aggressive. He's sitting at the moment down in 6th position, well off his personal best, his lifetime best of 7 meters 75. And this is a time when you just have to throw everything at it and go for it and just let loose.
Just while the next jump is getting ready, Greg Stewart still leads that men's shot put F46 final, the Paralympic champion. They're into the final 4 jumps. Cinemo is in 2nd position, and the world champion, Sachin Kalari, is in 4th position outside the medals because Luka Bakovic is currently occupying that bronze medal position. The top 4 left to go.
Well, next up then, Mikhailov, his penultimate attempt. 7.36 is best. He's whizzing off beyond 7 meters. Gets the white flag.
Now just 7 men in this final, and obviously we would love to have more athletes involved, but one of the realities for athletes competing with the blade are, 1, they are expensive, and 2, it does take a significant amount of expertise in order to set them up properly. And the really great news is that this expertise, this technology is getting disseminated around the world.
7.28, not an improvement, but that's a really good consistent set of marks. Lifetime best as well for him. 2 to go in this penultimate round.
And it's not just about having a blade itself. It really matters, 1, about your socket. That's the thing that connects your leg to this blade, and also having it properly aligned. And it's a really, really important skill set. The thing is, if you're not comfortable in your socket, it's kind of like owning a really fantastic, fabulous pair of high heel shoes, but you never wear them because they're so uncomfortable. So many things have to be right in order for this performance to translate.
I don't think I'd know about that, Steph, really, but here comes Loxton at now, 8.21. Well, the man with the documentary called Steps, that one is better best forgotten.
Okay, well, what about if you had a really fantastic pair of running shoes that gave you horrendous blisters and so you never wanted to wear them?
Well, while you think about that, I'll let you know that Luka Bakovic has finished 3rd with a season best 15.83 in the men's shot put F46 final. Josh Cinemo has 1 attempt to go past the Paralympic champion Greg Stewart. The world champion is no longer. Sachin Kalari of India has finished in 4th position. So it's either Cinemo or Stewart who's going to win that world title.
Good friend Spoonis watching the night's entertainment. He's had his involvement. So Marcus Rame, his penultimate attempt. 8:43 in the second round for that championship record, and he leads by 22 still from Loxodent. Can he add to it? Nope. 9.
Oh, he knew taking off there, he was a little bit beyond. Every single time he steps out onto the pit, he's so desperate to put on a show, put on a world record. And actually, as he ran out there, the photographers at the end, who were always around when he's jumping, knowing anything could happen, did very, very well to not get hit by him.
Well, the F46 has just come to an end as we see Marcus Rame with that foul there. Men's shot put, F46 final. It's unofficial at the moment. They've just finished season best. Greg Stewart, he was the silver medalist last year in Kobe. He's the 2-time Paralympic champion. He's now taken back that World Championship title, finishing in first position. Josh Sinemo, who was 4th in the 2024 Paralympic Games, gold medalist and world champion back in 2019, has taken the silver medal. And Luka Bakovic with a season best 15:83, was a bronze medalist last year in Kobe and in Paris. He's taken bronze as well here in the men's shot put F46 final. So gold for Canada, silver for the USA, and Croatia with a bronze in that one.
Now what you're seeing over here at the men's long jump pit is one of the big questions that gets asked a lot is how do those legs stay on? And it's a vacuum suction seal system. And so often in between jumps, you'll see athletes sitting down, not only getting rid of some of the sand, but they're having to reset that vacuum suction seal, especially if you are in an environment that's hot, because you know it gets sweaty and you have to get rid of that excess moisture. Fortunately, in a long jump, you have enough time in between the rounds. If you watch some of the Blade runners at the start of a 100 or 200, all of them will carry a towel with them to the start line because they will wait until the last second possible to reset that vacuum seal so that they're running in a leg that they feel confident, fits well, and isn't pistoning.
So we've got 1 round to go in the long jump, and they will reset the order. So Damaraj should stepped up a bit. It is a very impressive Asian record for him. He is in 7th place. We're into the final round. We will try and wrap up the shot for you visually if possible. Damaraj. Kick off the final round of this in what has been a really spectacular competition for him. Steadily improving all the time. A couple of misses in it. He should be very satisfied with how he's done here tonight, though. It's not a bad way to end. It's over 7 meters. And he will finish in 7th spot and with a white flag as well.
There's so many things that Damaraj is doing well there. He has wonderful rhythm on the board. His takeoff is good. His in-air action is good. He really, really kicks those heels up. I mean, he's already had a fantastic competition with an Asian record, 7:08. He just needs to go home now and find a way to get a little bit more speed on that runway. But a fantastic showing there from Damaraj.
There's a lot to be satisfied about. That was actually 7:02, which would have been an Asian record had it not been for the 5th round attempt. Very impressive. Chanton Merrill might not describe his night in the same way. He has gone out to 7:34 this season, 6th on 7:24. I mean, his lifetime best, which I know is his ultimate best, once in a lifetime, would have him in the medals. That's what he needs now. He's down in 6th. Merrill pushing it, going for it, going beyond 7. Touch and go, whether it's an improvement or not. But it's a white flag.
That was definitely a better jump from Merrill. And look, it's been a tough couple of years for him. He definitely did not have the performance that he wanted at the Paris Paralympics, really struggling with injury. And you can see now that he's still not quite at his best, which is around 7 meters 75. But sometimes that happens in an athlete's career. It's not a constant upward trajectory. You're going to have seasons where you just have to keep going and work things out.
7:53. It came slightly too late. Moves him up to 5th. Season's best all the same, though. And then there were 4. 2 battles going on. Reim against L'Occident for the gold, and Reim is in a bit of a fight here. And Wallace against Pavad now for the bronze. Merrill was in the frame a little bit, Mikhailov for a while. Well, Mikhailov here, 7:36, lifetime best. Nice set of marks, really. His lifetime best coming into this was 6:91, but he may well have had a lot of local competitions that we don't know about. We know about this, though. Can he improve even more? Went well beyond the takeoff area. And Mikhailov ends in 6th position.
So one of the reasons why it can be an advantage to take off of your blade is because one of the most common injuries for a long jumper is an Achilles injuries on your takeoff leg. However, with a blade, obviously that's not going to be an issue. If you break it, you can just get a new one. However, one of the real challenges is when you're taking off that blade, it can be that much more difficult to be accurate because you don't have that proprioception all the way down your leg.
Dmitry Pavad is in 4th spot. Season's best, 7:58. It's 1 centimeter off his lifetime best. That's 7:59. But right now, 7:65 for Jared Wallace's bronze, and that's what Pavad needs, even to match it. This is the moment for the former world silver medalist in order to try and do it again, and he's gone way out. And it's a white flag. The chance is there.
Oh, that one did look good. Pavad already knows what it feels like finishing in 4th. He did that in Paris, and sometimes you need those moments as practice for moments like these, and the fact that he was able to attack and be behind the board, what is this one going to be?
7:48. He doesn't make it. It's 4th for Pavad, and he came so close. Merrill finishes in 5th spot. Swung in the air so well, tilted the body over to give him a little bit of extra meterage. Close run thing. He's had his jump of the year, but not the jump of his life. Second longest jump of his life, mind you. So, the medalists are decided, but the order is still to come. Jared Wallace picks up bronze for the 3rd global championship in a row. Twice in Paris, now in New Delhi. Can he get beyond 8? He's given that a decent go, I'll tell you. 7:65 earlier on. That's tight, it's tentative, it's red. No luck.
Oh, it's a shame because that was a really good jump and the official took a long time putting up that flag. But what a competition for Wallace, finding a way to haul himself up from last place in the 5th round with a massive jump of 7 meters 65. Competition is not always going to go perfectly for you. Sometimes you have to work it out mid-competition, and Jared Wallace showing his experience. And right now, just giving a high five to Pavad. The thing is, even if you win or lose, it is your competitors who know more than anyone what it feels like, how much it means, what it feels like to finish in 4th versus in 1st. And as much as they all want to win that gold medal, It is their competitors around them that understand the process more than anyone.
Wallace with 7.65 in the previous round. He's still waiting. The red flag was early. He was having a little word, just trying to get that checked, but he's not going to get any joy from it. There's still a big conversation he's having with one of the officials about it, but I don't think he's going to change their mind. So now the fight for gold, and Derek Loxodent is in it. It's only 22 centimetres down on Rame. For times when the margin's been closer to a metre. It's a new America's record for Loxodent, a new championship record for Rame. 8:21 for the American, for the Oklahoman. Can he pull off another amazing attempt? He's gone beyond 8 meters. He's gone beyond the board. It is silver for Loxodent. It is gold again for a 10th world title for Marcus Rame.
Loxodent is one of the most well-rounded athletes you will meet. He can sprint, he can throw, he can jump. I mean, if there was a multi-events still happening in para-athletics, he would be at the top of the pile. And I don't think anyone expected this long jump to be quite as close as it was between Rem and Loxodent, but at least he kept it interesting. And the thing is, you do wonder if he focused just on the throws or just on the jumps, would Loxodent be able to really make some improvement on either of those? But I think sometimes having that variety is the very reason why you were doing well across them. To be a great long jumper, you have to be fast, you have to be agile, you have to be able to convert those different force vectors. And I think Loxodent's athletic ability across so many different ranges, especially with his background in American football, is exactly the reason why he is so gifted.
Touches down with a silver this time, and a new America's record. Many thanks to Steffi Nereus, his long-standing coach. Dankeschön. Now where will he touch down? Rame has won it, he's done it again. He hits double figures in terms of World Championship titles. It is 8 in the long jump, having also scored 2 golds in the relays. Can he give us something special at the end? It's Rame for big glory. It's out beyond 8, but the flag is red. The medal is gold, though, as it usually is for Marcus Rame. And that is his 24th major championship title. 16 globally, 10 world, 6 Paralympic, and the beat goes on.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about who the winner was going to be in this competition. Marcus Rame so far ahead of the field, especially in terms of personal best, 8 meters 72. But I think the thing that really stands out about him, as fierce as a competitor as he is, the image I always have of him is him just supporting the other athletes. I'll never forget, in the middle of his own competition, he went over to another athlete who was struggling with the blade. It needed some tightening, and he was right there putting on his other hat as a prosthetist and making sure that athlete was taken care of. I mean, he just loves this sport so much. He wants to push the boundaries. He's constantly involved in helping to redesign new blades, just anything he can do to help other athletes move the sport forward, push boundaries, and show the world what is possible when you combine this incredible athletic talent with, you know, some pretty cool blades to work off of. Huge well done to Marcus Rame.
He's got the tech, but he knows what to do with it. And Germany pick up the gold. Great performance from Derek Loxodent, and you have the same camaraderie that you get. You see it in the high jump, you see it in the pole vault with Duplantis. Yeah, they love to challenge the top guy, but also see him go as far as he can. And tonight, And he's given us a new championship record. Brilliant session of pure excitement. We've seen so many big names tonight. Marcus Rame, Fleur Young, Leah Balakula, Catherine de Brunet, Naomi Alphonse, and on and on. United States, silver and bronze through Derek Loxodent and Jared Wallace tonight. But the flag at the top, the name at the top, remains the same. Just pulled out a little bit from his final attempt, but 8:43 is best. He's a crowd pleaser as well in very, very many ways, and he is again tonight. And he's gone all over the world and won all over the world. And that's something that never changes. Well, Steffi Nereus, she's been involved in para-athletics coaching since deep into her own competitive career, when she was contesting titles, claiming the Javelin World Crown in Berlin in 2009, the week of Usain Bolt and Blanka Vlasic and Berlino. And in the end, Steffi Nereus too. And Rame has lots and lots of weeks like this. You have to praise how well Derek Loxodent has improved as well. Going deep beyond 8 meters for a new America's record of 8:21. And Jared Wallace too. Red right at the end for Rame. But it's another night that's all about gold for him. And another gold for the coach, the great Steffi Nereus. Marcus Rame, the long jump champion again for an 8th time. It's his 12th global long jump title. Championship record, 8:43 for Germany. Loxodent, the silver for the United States, America's record. Jared Wallace, the bronze, again for the USA. Well, Brazil picking up more medals. A silver in the discus for Rodrigo da Silva. They've 37 medals in total now. 12 of them are gold. Zhao in the 400 T54. Poland succeeding earlier today through Kowalska in the shot put. India, 2 gold medals in the space of 15 minutes from Nisha Kumar in the high jump. Simran in the 100 meters. Switzerland now with 5 golds for Catherine de Brunet, emulating and repeating what she did last year at the Paralympic Games. Netherlands, another gold for Fleur Young in the long jump. United States with a silver and a bronze behind Rame. Just now in the long jump, Hannah Cockcroft. Another great week for her. Marcus Rame with a 4th German gold of these games. Ireland with 2 for Orla Comerford and 1 for Greta Stray-Makita, and Aitchison for New Zealand as well. Champions all. Another great night in New Delhi. Can't wait for the weekend to begin.